No,
All
the
right,
drink is made.
We are live. We're waiting on PFT, waiting on KenJac.
Okay.
We're watching The Town. We are live now. I wanted to go live because Glenny Balls is currently making. God, I already got the fucking headache here. A little ad read for some blue light glasses. Glenny Balls is making a drink, and he's pouring it like an adult, folks.
What does that mean? I'm pouring it like an adult. I'm just making a drink.
I'm stunned, Glenn. So the people that don't know, right before we went on, Glenn poured his vodka into three shot glasses and then poured it into a drink. I just didn't know you were an adult, that you measured your drinks like that, Glenn.
Yeah, I didn't know that was an adult thing. I just like to know how much I'm drinking. So I know every shot is every drink is 3 shots. Sorry.
How, you're 22?
23.
You're Admiral. That's sophisticated
I'm an old man.
for a 23-year-old. Is that not?
Well, I mean, he just likes a little oomph in his drink. You know, Glenny's not a 5'2", 120-pound Rudy over here. He needs a little pop to his cocktail, so it's understandable. You know, Glenny don't need no jigger for his drinks.
Yeah, I mean, I could use a little bit extra, but yeah, I mean, this will get me going. I'll be good to go by like 10 o'clock.
When the movie ends, that's perfect. PFT, show off that thing you just had on Twitter.
What's up? Oh, this thing. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is my new best friend Khalil Snack. He is the world's largest gummy bear. He's 5 pounds, 1,400 times the size of a normal gummy bear. So I'm going to be eating him on the live stream tonight. If that's okay with you. I'll take a bite. I'll take a bite every time somebody says "fuck."
Hopefully it's not the sugar-free kind that gives you the shits.
I hope not. I've been having a hard enough time with that during quarantine, so I don't need any help.
Do you have like a Coke can or something that you could put it next to for size?
Let's see. This is the size of a golf ball. Right here is a golf ball next to him.
Oh,
That's a good comp.
Wow.
Yeah. Khalil Snack. He's a great guy.
I had a listener send me a 5-pound Hershey bar.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'd show you it, but it's no longer in existence.
How long did that take you to put that one away?
Well, I had some help, but it took a few weeks. My old lady, she's a chocolate hound like myself. Jeff, that link that link you sent, I think that's supposed to take
it's
to the previous one.
We're gonna redo the link here in a second.
Okay, buddy. I just want to make sure I wasn't fucking everything up here.
I'm gonna redo this old YouTube. I tweeted out as a completely different movie. So we're watching The Town. It's on HBO. Everyone get the HBO pulled up. So HBO is a little tricky because HBO you have to sync up with the ad beforehand. So there's going to be an ad beforehand. So we got to get through the ad. I don't know where KenJac is. We'll probably just start this bad boy. He's seen The Town plenty of times.
I'm guessing I'm the only one who's old enough to remember the original HBO opening, like when the camera panned down the street through all like the little miniature houses and shit. Yeah, you guys are like, what the fuck's he talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, you can
Wait,
Google
was that when they got started on Real Sex?
Even before that, PFT, it was like that old song. Yeah, you got to Google it. It actually, I heard they were bringing it back for like a retro thing. I haven't seen it yet.
I feel bad for kids that grew up without knowing the struggle, like timing your sleepovers to know when Real Sex was coming on, like when you can't access porn online.
Well, not everybody had a Playboy subscription like me at 14, as we've discussed ad nauseum.
The thing about Real Sex, though. Sorry, Jeff, if you got to.
We're not starting yet. Go for it.
The thing about Real Sex, though, is such a crapshoot. Like, you turn it on, and, like, it'd be great, and then the next episode would be like, oh, it's just, like, chicks painting their tits. You know what I mean? So, like, you never really knew.
How am I supposed to get one off to this?
Yeah.
There was one where it was, like, a guy who his kink was just pouring chocolate syrup on girls, and they weren't even naked. And I was like, this isn't sex. Just because this guy gets horny doing it doesn't mean that, like, that doesn't count as sex.
I used to time it up for Girls Gone Wild commercials at like 1 a.m. in the morning. That was my shit to wake up to.
That was great.
What's up, KenJac?
What's going on, my man?
How we doing, brother?
Not bad.
So everyone skipped the commercial in the beginning, probably for Westworld. Let's skip the commercial, and we're gonna start on fucking HBO. We're gonna start on 16 seconds in. It should be a black screen. Everyone confirm that it's 16 seconds in, black screen. I'm about to tweet the link. I have you guys retweet it.
Okay, 60.
Watch
I'm
on
actually
YouTube or Periscope.
I see like the houses right now. What are those? What's that studio?
Okay, you're in the right area. What time are you at?
Yeah,
How-
Westworld commercial.
How about we go 30 seconds in, like right after the Warner Brothers thing ends?
Okay, so we're gonna start at the 30-second mark.
okay, right
Everyone
after.
pause your movie at 30 seconds. It's
Right
the
after
Warner-
Warner Brothers
Well,
ends.
There's the Warner Brothers, and there's the Legendary Pictures one too.
All right, so we're at 30 now. Should we hit play or no?
Or not
I'm
yet.
gonna-
Not yet. I'll
I'm
count.
gonna need a second. Hang on.
Yeah, there's like 17 fucking distributors at the beginning of this thing. GK
Got some
Films.
Weinstein joint?
HBO. Let's see, and then
I almost feel bad taking this first bite out of Khalil Snack because he looks so cool.
Holy
Like,
shit! That's a
He's
huge
gonna
gummy
look
bear.
sad. Yeah, he's gonna look sad once I like. What's the game plan? Do I start at the ass or do I start at the ears?
You got to go here. It's just,
I think you got like a bunny, right?
oh
Are
yeah.
those his boobs or are those his hands?
Hey, how about
we
start
be
right-
either one.
right when that paragraph comes up to start the movie? But how about maybe that's a good spot because everybody
Yeah.
will be, you know what I mean? That paragraph where it says that my neighborhood's not all full of thugs.
so
or
we
actually
should be at
people.
okay. Everyone, 103.
103.
103. We're going to 103, and then we're starting the movie.
Okay, I'm actually on my DVR, so I don't have the time. So just tell me
Oh.
exactly.
Okay, so you're
Exactly.
going to the paragraph.
It's right.
You're going to the paragraph.
Word.
All right, watch it on the DVR. I love it.
I saved
All right.
it from a while ago, and I knew it was going to be on. So I'm on the paragraph either way.
Come
I'm
on.
running
Yeah,
some
there really is like
technical
1,000
issues here.
distributors. Shit.
Yeah,
All right, I'm on the paragraph.
one blue collar neighborhood has produced more bank robberies and armed thieves than anywhere in the world. We're number one. We're number one.
We're going to do a little trivia afterwards, too. I don't know what the teams are going to be. We're going to do a little trivia about this movie. So it might just be everyone versus RA. That might be the most fair thing we do.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
down.
All right.
Right,
So
I just got there.
I put the right fucking links up. I tweeted out the wrong links like an idiot. So those are all up now.
Oh, okay, good. All right, go tweet that.
Everyone tweet the link out, retweet the Periscope. We'll try to build the audience up. Here we go. We're starting the town. We're going to be on the paragraphs. There's one blue collar Boston neighborhood. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. The town. Play. Oh, I hit the fucking the pause button.
Dope.
I remember Brazil got ranked like the #1 murder country in the world, and all the comments were just Brazilian people posting the Brazilian flag, going "Ja ja ja, number one, we did it, guys."
All right.
All right, 1 second. Who has everyone seen this movie?
Of course.
Great movie.
All right, I mean, Glenn. I mean, the of course is like
It's the fucking town, bro.
okay, Glenn.
All right, chill, Glenn.
Jeez.
All right, is that a real stat about Charlestown?
Yeah. Yeah. It's legit. Oh, and we're rolling here, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Is everybody looking at the Bunker Hill Monument right now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If that's what that's called, yes.
Yes, it's older than the Washington Monument. So Washington appropriated Boston culture there, PFT.
I love it. I love how RA is going to be like a tour guide through Boston going through this. If you look to your left, you'll see where I lost my virginity.
Actually, yeah, we can do that if you want.
Oh, there you
I
go.
do, yeah.
Cummins armor.
It's interesting. You would think, like, who would actually rob a bank in the middle of Harvard Square in the middle of the day? Well, it actually happened. It's I don't know. It's not necessarily based on that one, but it really did. There was a midday robbery that happened. And they didn't take the guard's what do you call it, ankle gun, and that's how they ended up not getting caught. The guard shot at him, and they fucking got caught.
Who wrote this?
It was based on a book. Oh shit, what was the name of the book? I'll have to look up the name of the book. But it was a book about a guy who same story, robs a bank, takes a girl hostage. He's a local guy too. I'm brain farting.
John
Shocking.
Q.
Prince of Thieves was the book. Chuck Hogan wrote the book, and then the other guy he just mentioned, I think it was Jack said, who I know Affleck had a hand in writing it too. They got Peter, Craig, Ben Affleck, Aaron Stockett are the three listed writers.
The most shocking thing about pulling this movie back up is that this came out in 2010. The fact this movie came out 10 years ago is stunning to me.
Crazy, man. Feels like yesterday.
I used to get so scared of the masks they wear, like the nun masks.
Mm-hmm.
That was a terrifying trailer solely because of the nun masks.
Yeah,
We're
those are creepy. These ones are pretty creepy too. These Skeletor specials with the little Rasta fucking things on the side.
We're gonna do a little series with Glenn starting next week. Glenn approached us about it. We're gonna watch very, very scary horror movie scenes with Glenn, and we're gonna post his reactions online, synced up with the clips.
Did
you see they're doing a live week stream from the original Conjuring house?
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Why do you say it like that?
Conjuring. I never heard it said like that. Is that a
What?
Chicago
How do you
thing?
say it?
Oh shit! It's the guy from
Conjuring.
Titanic.
Conjuring.
Conjuring?
Conjuring.
Conjuring.
Did you bite that gummy bear yet, or what?
No, I've been trying to get linked up. We're at 305, 306.
We're at 423. 423.
Jeff D. Who was this actress?
Rebecca Hall.
Is she in much else?
She's
Yeah.
British. She's been in a few things.
Hey, you know what? I got a question to ask you, Jeff D and KenJac. I was thinking about you guys earlier. I saw RH tweet actually earlier about Godfather, and I just got into like a little movie rabbit hole on YouTube, and I was wondering, are there any like very famous pivotal deleted scenes in a movie, like that stick out that would have changed the movie per se in any movie?
Yeah, dude. Kingdom of Heaven. The entire director's cut is like all scenes that got cut out of the original cut, and the movie was a flop. But then the director's edition of that movie ended up being like rated like on the mid and high 90s, but the original ended up being like 70s, 60s.
Interesting.
What do you guys think?
Scene though?
Yeah.
What-
I mean,
Where do you guys think are the best bank robber movie masks of all time? Like, where does this stack up? The Nuns, the Skeletor, the Presidents in Point Break.
this
I
one's
always
up
like the
there.
presidents.
The nuns are up there. The nuns are up there.
Yeah,
Nope.
Skeletor just seems like a random Halloween shop. They just kind of mailed it in.
I
Yeah,
agree, Eddie.
But it also, like, as far as from the bank robber perspective, you're going to scare the fuck out of people just a little bit more if you have a gun and that mask on.
That's true.
You know, like, holy shit, it's Skeletor. Oh, and he's got a fucking Tech 9 with him, too.
What's he microwaving right now?
All the cell phones.
Ah,
Then and Ben Affleck, he did quite a bit of consultation with local guys in the industry, you might say, to get sort of like inside tricks, because they did a lot of little things that, you know, bank robbers do. Like, for example, like the bleach, he got a lot of the stuff from talking to guys who used to do this for a living.
oh well, actually, I forgot about this. This one has like the most pivotal deleted scene. I'm not going to say it because it ruins the movie. But have you guys seen that?
I don't think so.
There's an alternate ending to this. It's like legit.
I think I watched it when the DVD first came out, and I honestly can't even remember because it was 10 years ago.
Glenny set us up to spit out that fact that nobody knew and just dunk on us.
Yeah, seriously.
No, I
Huh?
totally forgot about it. And then I think Blaze told me about it like a few weeks ago when we were at work, a few months ago. And it's like a legit alternate ending of the town.
My favorite deleted scene is that there was supposed to be an octopus in the Goonies.
Yeah, because Data mentions it at the end, and but they never cut it out.
Yeah, with One-Eyed Willie's Cove or whatever.
You know where they filmed that, Eddie?
I thought it was Oregon, right?
No, well, no, that particular scene on the pirate ship
I think it was in a lot in Warner Brothers. No,
at Disneyland at the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. They filmed some of those scenes.
really?
Yeah, I remember that water slide. Every kid wanted to ride down that thing.
I remember reading that they like basically gave the ship away because nobody wanted it. Like they had nothing to do with it.
Are you about to take a bite of that thing?
I once they say fuck.
Oh.
Oh damn! Ralph Cifaretto got into a car accident. He was rushed to the hospital. It's horrible.
Oh, Joey Pants.
John
Joey
Pantanello?
Yeah. I just saw it on
We were
TMZ.
just
It
talking
tweeted
about
7
him.
minutes ago.
Hey, really?
Yeah.
That's a good shot of South Boston right there. The old Castle Island. They just went over.
You eat pork and sausage by the fucking carload.
He's looking old, man.
Let's pull up the town script. How many times? Oh, if PFT's gonna take a bite every time they say the word fuck, that thing's gonna be gone halfway through the movie.
It's
I just-
1,400 gummy bears, Jeff.
I just control F'd. I control F'd the script. You take a healthy bite, that thing is gone.
You need diabetes, dude.
Titus Welliver. He's a good dude.
This is the rare movie where you hate John Hamm, too. Like, I feel like I like John Hamm in everything.
I definitely think this is one of my favorite John Hamm roles by far.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
You know what?
Great movie.
what
am I saying? Great
I
role.
want to be in the FBI just to get that windbreaker. The FBI windbreaker is so sick.
That's big.
So
time.
cool.
Yeah, all right. I don't know how you didn't fucking steal the windbreaker.
I know. When I was hanging out with him, that picture I sent you was actually before I got the call to be in the flick.
I gotta throw up that picture here in a minute. It's a great.
We should make a PMT FBI windbreaker.
Ooh, that'd be hot.
I would buy that.
This here is the skating rink where I didn't learn how to skate as a kid, where I fell on my face frequently and gave it up at about 3.
Looks nice.
Oh, there we go. Here's first bite.
That's a healthy bite.
Holy shit!
Oh
PFT.
my god!
You fucking Mike Tyson'd him, dude.
I hope it's good.
What flavor is that?
It's 3 flavors. We got blue, orange, and red flavor.
You got to switch out the orange. It's too close.
Yeah, agreed.
That's definitely picking up so much dust on your desk, man.
I might just soak them in vodka.
It's like a fucking lint roller.
This is my second Renner film today, by the way. Watched Endgame today. No big deal.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
This is when I think of Jeremy Renner. This is the movie I think of.
He was fantastic in this.
Watch Wind River, Glenny. You'll like it.
Wind River.
Oh, you never saw Wind River, Glenny?
No, I don't even know what it is.
Wow. Get the fuck on
Fantastic
that, man.
movie.
Fuck out of here, Glenn. You know you'll like it.
Let's look up the description. A veteran hunter helps an FBI investigate the murder of a young woman on a Wyoming Native American reservation. Sounds nice.
Honestly, it would have got nominated for a shitload of awards, but it came out right after all the Weinstein shit happened. So like the last thing people want to do is nominate Weinstein produced movies, even though he creatively had nothing to do with it, which sucks for all the people in it because it should have got a Best Picture nom that year.
Sheridan, man, he's a genius.
You know what else, Glenny, to watch from Jeremy Renner? Check out Kill the Messenger. That's another great movie.
Seen that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I always get him confused with Ben Foster.
Ben Foster's so much better. No offense to Jeremy Renner. Actually, offense to Jeremy
really
Renner.
good.
I
think
saw
they're both really good.
that Hell or High Water movie's on Netflix. Kind of watch that. Kind of want to watch that.
It.
Oh yeah,
Watch it.
Oh yeah.
Great
Bank
movie.
By the
robber
description,
movie.
it sounds good.
Bank robber
It's
movie.
the same writer.
Yeah,
same writer
Oh, really?
as what do you call Wind River?
Wind River, yeah. Yeah, it's another great bank robber movie, Glenn.
What did I watch the other day? I watched Molly's Game the other day. That was decent.
Yeah, I wish someone other than Aaron Sorkin wrote it. It was just, I don't know.
It's very monologue heavy.
Yeah, I was like, come on, like this is like way too much exposition from her talking, narrating, whatever. I was like, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan.
Better towards the end. Better towards the end for sure.
And Jeff D, Bad Education, I thought was great. I really liked it.
I like Bad Education. Yeah, very much enjoyed it.
I haven't seen that yet. I gotta check it out. So
KenJac, who was it? You or Jeff Lowe that said that he does a lot of FBI agents? John,
I think we both. Not even Troy made that observation, but he does. It's all he does is FBI agents.
Someone in the chat just put it too. I forgot. I asked what he was a dick in. He was literally a dick in the last movie I saw him in. That was a new movie. That was Richard Jewell. He was a douchebag FBI agent.
I was on for that one.
Oh,
right.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't think I'm.
All right. When you were doing this movie, how many days were you on set?
I was just on set one day. It was a long day. I got there. They had to drive to a spot. It was in Lynn, Mass, which is a suburb about 25 minutes north of the city. You parked at the lot, and then they had a shuttle to take everybody to the set. And it was honestly, it was the skankiest dive bar I think I've ever been in. Like I was the cook, so I was behind like it was kitchen area. There were legit cockroaches back there. I don't know if they actively serve food in this place. It was fucking vile though. How come?
PFT fun fact. Before I got into this line of work, I quit my job and I got some work at doing like a commercial. I was a cook in I think it was a Montana Mike's Steakhouse commercial. And as I was turning the steaks, they were like, "This guy sucks at pretending to be a cook." So I got fired within 2 hours of doing that. And they're like, "We'll just put you behind the bar and you just slide beers to people." So somewhere in like I don't know, Wyoming, there's a commercial running of me just like sliding a beer across the bar.
Right now we all have to pour a little out. This is Old Sully's, the bar in Charlestown. Like everything else has been converted into condos. It was one of the old-fashioned Boston bars. They literally didn't serve women at the front bar until like the early 90s. It was just such like an old-fashioned gentleman's bar. No, it wasn't like I mean, I know it's tough. Sounds funny. It wasn't in a rude way. It was just like an old quote-unquote gentleman's bar.
Old-fashioned.
Yeah, old-fashioned. So, no one really complained, and then finally they started serving a woman. But once they went up to $5 a Budweiser, I knew that was the beginning of the end.
That's
this
a
does
bargain
it just has that vibe. It has that like Boston bar vibe.
Oh, totally.
It looks sweet.
It was a great spot, man. It was a good night to start the night off. If you were going out, go down there, have a few, because it was never packed. So if you went in with 6 or 8 of your buddies, you took the place over.
How many bars named Sully's are there in Boston?
Well, that was Old
Yes.
Sully's. They're closed. There's new Sully's around the block. They're still open. Then there's Sully's Tap over at near the Boston Garden. What? Any other Sully's you can think of? No. Yeah, 3 of them that I remember. One's closed. She's Blake Lively. I was fortunate enough to get within. Let's just say I would have been violating social distancing rules on set that day if they were in effect. She's a knockout, man. Like absolute knockout.
Ryan Reynolds, lucky man.
Yeah, she's a tall drink of water too.
So how come Matt Damon wasn't involved in this movie?
Or
Mark Wahlberg?
They're not in every single Boston movie. I know that seems like it, but
I bet you would think that Mark Wahlberg and Matt Damon would have had a hand in the town if it was Ben Affleck directed. You know what I'm saying?
maybe Damon, not Wahlberg.
In some capacity. There's a scene where they're an extra and that they just like slid in there.
Well, we
oh man, they're doing some sex.
Yeah, they are.
Glenny's like,
They're doing some sex.
Hey, Dad, I think he's gonna pork her.
Put on the VR helmet, Glenny.
One of our first, very early on in our podcast history, we noted that we talked about movies that people it was like movies that you think an actor's in, but they're really not. We said Mark Wahlberg, The Town, because it just makes sense. And we made a fake poster of Mark Wahlberg in The Town, and we just always say Mark Wahlberg's in The Town now. We just stays in the fucking movie. Just makes too much sense.
The only quibble with like Krista character, I mean, she was great. She had the accent pretty good, but I would say maybe 1 out of every 500 girls from Charlestown actually wore makeup to that extent. Not a big makeup neighborhood, so not a lot of girls wore that much makeup over there. Not implying anything.
All right, did you see Spencer Confidential?
I won't watch that just on principle. Yeah, I'm not. I can't bring myself to watch it.
I was going to ask what you thought of the accent in it.
This is a scene that Ben Affleck puts in every movie that he's involved in, where he's working out for no real reason.
Mm-hmm.
Fake Cheerios.
Oh, I've had those many a time.
What's the worst movie that takes place in Boston of all time?
This is actually this is kind of ironic that they do an AA scene and they use a lot of people who were in meetings, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of the anonymous part of Alcoholics Anonymous. I always thought that was kind of funny. People go to these meetings to be anonymous, and then they go on a movie and everybody can see them at a meeting. The worst movie from Boston, it's probably about a 5-way tie PFT between Southie, the Boondocks there. What is it?
Boondock Saints?
Boondock Saints, that.
Wow.
Don't say it.
Southie.
My college roommate would disagree.
Probably, yeah.
Mine too.
9 out of every 10 college students would disagree with the poster on the wall.
Them two, Southie and the Boondock Saints, are the two that
I have one in my head.
Which one? I might be
you
missing
fuckers
it.
say the movie I'm thinking of, I'm gonna get mad because it's one of my favorite
Don't
movies
say
ever.
Fever Pitch.
Fever
Don't say
Pitch?
Fever
No.
Pitch.
Fever
When
Pitch
he's
is
gonna get
disgusting. Celtic Pride is terrible. Oh, that's why I said it's a
fucking love
five-star.
Fever Pitch.
Great.
Fever Pitch is
I
disgusting.
love Fever. So good.
At that game, Glenny, in the World Series in St. Louis, and when I saw Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore running on the field, knowing they were filming that movie, that was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in sports, that they were filming that movie scene as the Sox won the World Series. It was
It cheapened
awful. Oh, totally. I mean, it was. I mean, sports is already fucking on the take, anyways. But knowing that they filmed that scene, it was brutal, dude. Brutal.
Did they actually film the scene where she runs across the field? Actually, in like the ALCS too, is that real?
I don't remember it at the
Or was that
ALCS, but they definitely did it at the World Series because I was at.
No,
I was
yeah, that's in the movie. Yeah, at the end.
I remember them doing it because I was actually at Game 7 in the Bronx too a week before that.
KenJac, did you just see the energy drink that was behind the counter?
The Bang energy drink.
Was that old school Bang?
Old school. It's from Boston. A few people know this.
She bangs. She bangs.
Wait, Bang is like a Boston energy drink?
No, that's not
it's
true.
Florida.
I don't know.
Florida.
I was
All
gonna say
energy
if I had to
drinks are
guess
made in
anywhere. I bought a Rockstar.
Energy drinks are to Florida like credit card companies are to Delaware. The laws down there are so lax on what you can mix.
Did you know, and this is according to White Sox Dave, that energy drinks are the number 2 most stolen item out of a truck?
Okay.
White Sox Dave. That's a walking caveat when you say
That's what he said,
right
because he used to sell freight, and he said that like
that's right.
If they had a monster shipment, it needed to be like double secret guarded because like energy drinks get stolen so much and they get stolen to like bodegas like on the black market.
They should definitely do a version of the town set in Jacksonville where it's just like people that hijack energy drink trucks.
Always check your expiration dates at the bodega. I love the way he says bones when he's talking about the TV show. Yeah. Bones.
Great TV show.
A real classic show.
No, what's kind of funny. I won't say his name. I don't know if he's paying attention tonight, but a buddy of mine was picked. He was actually the first guy selected to be the 4th bank robber. You know, it was Renner, Affleck, Slane, the rapper, and then the 4th guy that most people didn't know. Well, my buddy actually won that first, and Affleck loved him. And what happened though, he had unfortunately had a bit of a record, so it was going to cost more insurance money to hire him. So Affleck's like, dude, I can't use you. Like Affleck was crestfallen, so they had to get the other guy. He's like, but I'm going to put you somewhere else in the movie because I still want to have you in here. So they ended up having him play a Fed. So he couldn't play the bank robber because of his record, but they let him play the fucking Fed in the movie instead.
You know what would be sick is if they made a bank robbery movie and they hired a bunch of former bank robbers, and in the movie there was actually like a bank robbery. Like the movie was a pretense to stage a bank robbery behind the scenes. That'd be fucking sick.
It's like a snuff film, yeah.
Who are we beating up right now?
They're just a couple of local junkies that trying to beat up for information. Okay. And yeah,
I haven't seen the start of the town in a while because it's on HBO literally every night, and every time I turn it on, it's halfway through already.
Yeah, it's on HBO when they do their rotations, man. Those fucking things are on 6 times a day.
The worst is Showtime. Analyze This is legitimately on 24 hours a day. And I love Analyze This, but it's legitimately on 24 hours a day. Every time I look at TV, it's on.
Glenn, what'd you mix your vodka with?
Seltzer.
Oh.
What kind of vodka was it, Glenny? I didn't see it. Was it Pink Whitney?
Yes.
Was it? Yeah, he'll lie.
Exactly.
I'm gonna make a little Jello shot here with New Amsterdam vodka and Khalil Snack's left ear.
Yeah, they were roughhousing those people up to get some info. That
I think you're muted, Rear.
Glenny, what do you think of the Long Island accents and Bad Education? Because I think Allison Janney's was not very good.
I thought it was decent. I mean, it's hard to like tell an accent. Like, I don't think I have an accent. I don't think I do. Do I?
Dude, same thing here. It's so weird to me when first time I met Marty because Marty's like what? He lives like maybe combined 15 minutes away from both of us, and he sounds like a totally different human being. Like it blows our mind.
But I will say, like, I don't think I have an accent, and I know like many times in my life where I've just like gone on vacation at the desk at the hotel, they'll be like, "Oh, you guys are from New York."
This new mic.
Yeah, but it's about who you grow up with and shit too. I feel, you know.
Funny, you give off big New York energy. Like you don't have the accent.
That's
really
a huge compliment. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, the boys had a little audio issue there.
Here, you know. What are you making, PFT?
I'm just taking the left ear of Khalil Snack and soaking him in New Amsterdam vodka. So we're gonna make
Take his
myself
left eye out.
Jello shooter.
Left Eye Lopez. Don't be lighting any houses on fire there.
Yeah, I was about to
PFT.
say. I was gonna say to light it on fire. Yeah.
If I need it in the morning or the middle of the night.
Hey, what was
They
that
were-
Mad
Don't go
Dog
chasing
flavor you had?
waterfalls.
The Mad Dog.
Yeah, what was it? A couple weeks ago? What flavor was that?
It was their new 2020 edition, specifically for the year 2020. It was like a pina colada.
And what were you mixing it with?
C4 pre-workout. It's pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
It's pretty good.
You're a maniac.
That's one of those where I woke up in the morning and my body was like, I quit. My body is about to start a war against my brain.
I'm sure about
Oh, so I got a bumpski going over there or what? What's going on there?
This one whiffing.
Yeah, huh? A little toots.
So what do you do for work?
Fast in sand and gravel. How many times has he been like a guy that just has a shovel in his hand during a movie? That's Ben Affleck's go-to job.
Mm-hmm. He
Yeah,
wants
actually-
everybody to know that he knows how to hold a shovel for sure.
Have you guys seen The Way Back yet?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, he was good. I actually thought that character kind of worked as almost like 20 years after Good Will Hunting, you know, because he was still he was a construction worker. It almost could have been him 20 years later. Chucky.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. Yuppie chicks from this era were known to slum it with a local townie once in a while. Like Dennis Miller said
Forbidden
about
fruit.
OJ PFT years ago. Thrill fucking murderer. All these girls that were all over OJ after he killed his wife.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like a lot of serial killers and stuff get girlfriends in prison.
Yeah.
Wait,
People want to-
what type of girlfriends in prison?
You can barely make out the Boston Garden, TD Garden in the top left corner there. When they're sitting in the bar in the back behind Ben Affleck's head, that's the TD Garden.
I recognize the bridge. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
I can see it.
Sakem Bunker Hill Bridge.
That the bridge, famous for people who are from Boston for being in the intro to all Celtics games.
Yeah, exactly.
And all Boston movies too. They whenever they want to set the table, then let you know you're in Boston. They show you
Yeah.
that bridge.
It'll show up in a Patriots game now and then, which it's kind of it gives the viewer the perception that the Pats are playing right there downtown.
That drives original Stooley, Mike Ratty. Hey, Ratty, drives him absolutely bonkers when they do that. Absolutely bonkers. There's local comedian Tony V playing the telephone worker.
Oh yeah, I forgot Bosch is in this. John Hamm, noted big dick haver.
I'll tell you, man, Boston has some great shots from overhead.
Would they be allowed to release the movie if there wasn't a Dunkin' Donuts scene?
Finding Irish tattoos.
Just an absolute requirement.
I know, seriously, huh?
I think I should do.
Is Duncan the biggest? What's the biggest corporation in Boston?
Probably John Hancock Fidelity, probably one of the big fucking scumbag money companies that rob you blind. Oh wait, hold on, make sure I gotta check the sponsor list before I bash people.
No, we're definitely not sponsored by John Hancock.
Yeah, probably Fidelity to be honest with you. But as far as like local food type shit, it could be Dunks, Eddie.
You're gonna get a call from the Chiclets guys like, hey, all right, we're sponsored by Fidelity now. You gotta cut that
Yeah,
out.
seriously.
They're your
No.
presenting sponsor.
Hey, all right. Today I saw actually Insider Food had a video about the best clam chowders in Boston. Do you have a favorite clam chowder?
I do. Warren Tavern. Funny enough, in Charlestown, right down the street from the monument they just showed. That's my favorite chowder. Some of the best in Boston, no doubt about it. Legal's known for their chowder too, but it costs you an arm and a leg because everything at Legal costs you an arm and a leg.
Damn.
Shit, they're not a sponsor, are they? No, they're not.
What's our timestamp right now? I'm a little behind, I think.
I got us at 2760. And by that I mean that's just 28. I don't know why I said 60.
We're watching Ben Affleck
What a-
and Rebecca Hall talk.
What a wild way to say a time, yeah. It's that true? Her watch is $4,000.
Her what?
Someone's saying her watch is $4,000. Jeez.
Yeah, she lives out Monument Square. That's a pretty pricey neck of the woods up there.
Oh, there you go. There's the answer.
Yeah. I don't know if she's making it as a bank manager 15, 20 years ago, but
How far is Charlestown from Fenway?
No traffic, about a 10, 15-minute car ride with no traffic.
All right, what was the casting process like for this movie? Like, obviously they wanted to recruit people from the neighborhood, but did they make you come in and read lines, or did they just like put you in a room and look at you for a while?
No, they had a casting call, cattle call, whatever you want to call it. And basically you just get there, line up. And, I got there early with my brother. We both went there early. That's the key. If you ever go to casting calls, get there early because everyone shows up. If it says 10 to 2, everyone gets there at like 10 and between 10 and 11. Get there like an hour early and you'll be the first ones out. So they give you a sheet with some lines on it and you go in and you just read the lines off. You can get in a character, try to play it up a little bit. And it's so crazy, PFT. It's just whether they like you or not. They literally if you fit the look or not. Oh, this is great right here.
This is it. This is the seed.
Glenny's all fired up.
He said it.
So what happened, PFT, is they started filming for like 3 months. So I was like, oh, this ain't going to happen. And they called me like 3 months into it and said, hey, you still interested in being in this? I was like, absolutely. So I showed up the next day and filmed by scene. These are the projects in case you couldn't tell. Those 3-story brick buildings.
So what were these guys doing exactly? They were screwing with Rebecca Hall?
Yeah, they threw rocks at you. They threw bottles at you. Yeah, they were fucking with her, and they found out who it was, so they went and slapped a beating on them. And these guys probably don't even know what it was for either, which is the best part.
The door opening with the sledgehammer is a fucking move.
I wish I had those. When I played street hockey goalie, I would have killed for a mask like that. But we didn't wear them.
Some sweet tracksuits in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a little bit another thing. The tracksuits are more of a North End thing. I mean, you might wear the pants, maybe the jacket, but together, not too much of a Chucktown thing.
Does that 4-leaf clover patch say county?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Shamrock, yeah. That's actually, it's kind of funny you said that. I just happen to have this shirt here. That's the local team nickname, the high school of Charlestown Townies, and I have the shirt. This guy, Jack the Barber, there was a semi-pro team, Charlestown Town team, and he actually gave them the name the Townies. This guy he was an Italian guy from West Roxbury, and he's the one who coined the nickname Charlestown Townies, and now it's stuck. It's been there for 50, 60 years. It's like, if you're local, everybody knows Charlestown Townies, bunch of thugs.
Renner's not a Boston guy too, right?
No, from California, but I'll tell you, Glenny, he absolutely nailed this. Because he played like a particular type of psycho. Like, if you grew up in the town the last 100 years, you grew up with guys who did this type of stuff. And he nailed it like perfectly. The type of guy, if he comes in the bar, you're in, you're like, okay, maybe we should finish these up and go somewhere else. Unless you were friends with him, in which case it was great because then you had nothing to worry about.
Wow. Did you see the gummy bear?
Yeah, I've had some vodka gummy bear. It's tough because the gummy bear is so dense and so big that doesn't really soak up the vodka that well, believe it or not. I'm not going to let that stop me, though. I got a carb load. I got a big ride tomorrow.
Where at?
I love these people saying you got to go to Cape Cod. Got to go to Cape Cod in the comments to get the best clam chowder, as if it's fucking clams, buddy. It's the ocean. It's all about the recipe. It doesn't matter where the fucking clam chowder gets made.
Oh, I didn't realize you could look at the comments. Jeez.
Where's our original Regina at? Where it's
in the North End.
North End?
Yeah.
I like that place a lot. It was really good.
Yeah, it's one of the two or three best. My personal favorite. I'm a big San Tapio's fan. That's the place in East Boston. That's when people ask me the place to go, I send them there.
Yeah, I gotta try that one.
This is not a chowder. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Glenny.
No, I was just gonna say when I went to Boston when I was like 15, I went to this place, Sammy the Grasso. Have you ever been there? RA? Great pastrami. Yeah. Not chowder, but great pastrami.
Gigantic subs. That's what they're known for. Huge subs. Well, grinders or hoagies from people from other parts of the country.
You guys ever had clam chowder from Seattle? Ivar's clam chowder.
No,
No.
Pretty good.
I know,
actually
man.
never had clam chowder.
Manhattan clam chowder is repulsive. I know that.
It is gross.
Glenny, people want a can check, but I think you just got to drink.
What does a can check mean?
Show them your drink. Oh, there goes another bite of the fucking gummy bear.
If you eat that whole thing, dude, I'll puke just seeing it.
It's tough.
Wahlberg scene's coming up. Don't worry.
When are you dipping into the orange and the cherry?
That's a good question, Eddie. I think I got to mix it up a little bit because this blue is getting too much. I think I got to go orange next.
Hey, how was Tom Green, dude? I love that guy as a kid.
Hilarious, dude. When Biz is like, "Oh, we got you guys want Tom Green?" I was like, "From fucking MTV." I'm like, "Yeah, dude. He had us in stitches the whole time, man. He's just a fucking character." Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I got to listen. I just finished the Chief part.
Love Chief.
Yeah, he was fired up.
Jeff, I forgot.
Tom Green really changed the game in comedy. It's weird. Like when we were growing up, there was absolutely nothing like him until like what was it 1997, 98? And just watching him fuck with people in public was like and it was an entirely new genre of comedy. And like looking back on it right now, it's like, wow, that's Impractical Jokers is just a watered down version of Tom Green.
Yeah, I mean, he had a web show back in 2006, which precursors to podcasts, you know, because Rogan said Tom Green inspired him in a roundabout way.
Yeah, did you see that? That was crazy to see. Like, he was like, oh, this is it. This is the future. We just got to make money on this. And then Rogan's making like fucking a shit ton now.
Yeah.
Anything to get that Impractical Jokers dig in there, PFT.
Oh, let me get this out here. The biggest fucking fake Boston movie thing ever, and I mean this, is the fucking whiskey. Nobody I grew up with, even my grandfather when he was drunk, drank whiskey to the extent that Boston characters do in Boston movies. It's comical how much they pretend we drink whiskey in this town. Not to say nobody does, but to the, you know, like the guy just busted out the bottle of Jameson's. Like, dude, no one's busting that out at a cookout at 2 PM unless they get serious problems.
That's kind of disappointing, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you didn't say that, all right.
People drink it, but just not to the extent you'd see in these movies.
So you're the director. What do you replace it with?
Just beers, you know. More. I mean, everyone's pretty much a beer drinker. I mean, there's once in a couple cocktail guys. Actually, I've seen a lot of younger kids drinking wine lately. People got jumping on the wine. There's my buddy Joe right there, the handsome kid with the short black hair.
So, all right, this may be a dumb question. I don't know about this movie. It's going to sound dumb. But are most of the people that do the bank robberies in Charlestown, are they mobbed up theoretically, or are they just do bank robberies?
No, not mobbed up at all. No, I should say, yeah, no, it's kind of weird. And people ask, like, why does Charlestown produce so many bank robbers? And I think it goes back to early, you know, it was an early Irish immigrant place where they didn't trust the cops because, you know, the cops weren't Irish in Boston yet. So they used to fuck with all the people there, and they kind of had a built-in rebellion toward the police. And then, you know, the old joke, why do people rob banks? Well, that's where the money is. And then it all kind of coincided with the automobile. The automobile came out, and then all of a sudden people just started robbing banks from Charlestown. And then it became like a generational thing. Like fathers wouldn't say pass it on to their sons, like, you know, a welder or like a chef, but like, you know, like if your father did 20 for fucking bank robbery, there's a part of you that says, well, I got to do this too. So a lot of sons like in here, Ben Affleck, his father's in jail for bank robbery. And I thought that was a great thing that, you know, Affleck did as a director. He incorporated that aspect of true life into the movie. But no, these guys, they're just, I mean, and I don't say this as a brag away, Glenny, because I'm not, but if you grew up in this town, like I said, you grew up with bank robbers. It's just a fact. And a lot of them, good friends of mine, they get into it. They just, you know, it's the allure of, okay, I could go do 20 minutes of work and walk away with $500,000 versus, you know, maybe doing 8 years in jail. I'm going to roll those dice. Mm-hmm. And no, most of the guys, they didn't have to kick it up to somebody. Like there was the florist type guy in town for a while. And yeah, people would have to pay him a little bit of juice. But generally speaking, some guys be like, fuck him. I'm not paying him. I'm keeping the money.
I just got a little confused. Like when you said, if you know like the guy at the bar, like Jeremy Renner, like then you'd be set. Like, I thought maybe that would mean they're like the Irish mob or something. But
no, he's just a fucking pure psychopath. That's all. Just someone like he'll gut you like a fish if you look at him the wrong way.
Yeah.
That's all.
I always wondered how many bank robbers actually got away with it, because it seems like there are a ton of bank robberies that go down. You hear about it in the news all the time, but I don't hear of that many guys getting caught for robbing banks.
Well, you know what, PFT, they don't tell you when they don't catch them. Like if a lot of bank robberies happen where you never hear of it because they don't want to say, hey, this bank got robbed and we didn't catch them, because then it makes it look that much easier to rob a bank. It might encourage guys to keep robbing, but there's a lot of banks that got robbed that people never even heard about. So I heard.
Did you ever think about doing it?
I mean, you get to that point because your friends are doing it, and I mean, I never got to a point where I was in a car or anything like that. Like, all right, but I was in the hole with a bookie. I was 17, and I mean, the thought goes out of my head as quick as it comes in. Like, fuck, I'm broke. Maybe no, I'm not going to do that. It's like, but the opportunity was there.
Or no?
No, but I mean, if I had an interest in it, I would know who to say, hey, fucking. But I want to get in on fucking the next thing or whatever.
What would be your strategy?
Well, I think it's pretty simple, man. You get usually 3-4 guys. You get a switch car set up, so you go and rob the bank. 2, maybe 3 guys go in. You have one guy. There's a counter guy who if there weren't windows back then, you jump the counter, run it up and down your round, and make sure there's no die packs, and then everyone gets in the car, drives to the switch car. And then gets in the switch car. And then once you're in the switch car, they're still looking for the first car. So when you're in the switch car, the cops are still looking for the first car. Then once you dump the switch car and you're home free. Now, if the cops didn't catch you within an hour of robbing the bank, then you're only going to get caught via a rat or someone snitching on you, basically. Because, nowadays with DNA and fibers and all that shit. But when this movie was made, I mean, if they didn't catch you right away, then they probably weren't going to catch you unless somebody snitched.
What about the vault? Do you go for the vault? Do you get greedy with it, or you just stick to the drawers?
You'd probably have to ask someone who did a score, because they scout them out. They scout this shit out like ahead of time, so they know when the money's getting dropped off. So
the time locks too, right? Like you need to get there at a certain time if you want to get into the back.
Yeah, that's the nitty gritty shit as far as what time the safe opens. I never really asked too many guys about the particulars about that shit. But the number one thing is you need a good wheelman. You need a guy who can get you the fuck out of there in the car.
It's funny hearing you talk, RA, because the more I hear you talk, the more easily I think I'd be able to identify you if you try to rob our bank with your head covered, because your voice is so distinct. Like, imagine if Marty tried to rob a bank, how quickly he'd get identified. Come in, put your rats on the floor.
It's funny. I had to walk in the bank the other day. I love when people remind you on Twitter, online banking. It's like, shithead. Sometimes you need more than the fucking ATM allows you. Sometimes you have to walk into the bank, and I got to walk in the bank with a mask on. I'm like, if they knew where I was from, they'd be fucking hitting the button underneath the counter right now. Shit.
What about tunneling into a bank? Has anybody thought about doing that, like El Chapo style?
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. Basically, front door with the gun. That's the best system I know of.
How about the note? Do people use the note a lot?
That's usually just some strung out guy who just needs to get high for the next couple of days.
Yeah, I don't think these are note guys.
No.
What would happen if you just like went into a bank and you wrote a note and it just said, "Give me $500" on it, and then you didn't say you were going to rob them or anything? The note just said, "Give me $500 now." Mm-hmm. Is that technically robbing a bank?
Yeah,
you were no coercion.
That's a great question, though. Could be a withdrawal.
I'm just asking. Like, it's my First Amendment.
But if you ask politely and like with a question mark, then you can get a good lawyer. You might get off.
Yeah, can I please have $500 from you?
But
I don't want to do anything I regret. If you just said that, because that right there isn't a threat.
Usually, I think it's because of the situation. You go into a bank and you're not demanding it. But usually, when it's a note involved, it's usually like it's like usually a junkie for the most part. It's not a professional.
You know what's funny, Ari, is my dad was a bank vault technician, and he had this like black marble notebook, and he always said, like, if things ever get financially really, really bad, this thing's getting sold, and we're going to get a lot of money for it.
Oh, no shit, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's like, this is the nitty gritty, like the stuff you're talking about.
Wait, so your dad's got like a master key to every vault?
Like, he's like a master at all of this stuff. Like, he taught me how to pick locks. Like, he knew how to get into all those vaults. Like, whenever we'd watch movies like The Italian Job, Bank Job, like all that stuff, he'd be like, "Oh, this isn't right. Oh, you need to use this type of drill here, blah, blah, blah." Like, he knew all that stuff. It was crazy.
Jeez. G.I. Joe.
Literally, yeah.
Let's try the orange vodka gummy bear.
By the
good
way,
luck.
Jeff D, did you guys know you're like the number 2 trending topic in the country right now?
Yeah, we did another one of those stupid fucking things, and then everyone retweeted it. So
Literally
What was it?
number 2. It's hashtag coming to America is the number 2 trending topic in the country right now.
Mm-hmm.
love to see it. Love to see it, Glenn.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah, because Jamel Hill retweeted you guys. That'll get you a bump there too.
A little bit.
Yeah, Paramount's been playing a shitload of Eddie Murphy stuff this week.
Which is awesome. Did you see what was
it?
What was this movie from this year?
Dolomite is
Oh,
my name.
Yeah, Dolomite is my name. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't think it was as good as everyone was making it out to be. I mean, it was enjoyable, but it didn't like blow me away. Story's cool.
I got a hot take about this movie. I think that if it was told from Jeremy Renner's standpoint, Ben Affleck would look like a world-class piece of shit. Ben Affleck would be like a very, very bad guy because Jeremy Renner, he has a good point. He went to prison for Ben Affleck for what, 9 years? And now he gets out, and then Ben Affleck throws this whole thing under the bus because he just falls in love.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, I know you helped me out, buddy, but you don't run my life. You know what I mean? You're not gonna determine my future just because I mean, he did kill the kid for him, but like it was circumstances that happened, but it's like it doesn't mean he's gonna listen to him for the rest of his life.
I don't know. Brienne of Tarth would disagree. In the old days, if somebody saved your life, you were bound to them.
Life oath.
You'll have to forgive me.
Jar Jar.
I've been watching Game of Thrones for the first time, so I'm just making way too many references.
What are you up to, PFT?
Season 4. Oh no, season 5. Start of season 5.
Ooh, so my favorite episode is season 4, episode 9, Watchers on the Wall. I love that. When the wildlings attack the
Great
attack the wall. Fantastic episode.
That's sick. Now, this guy right here, Ben Affleck's dad, is one of my favorite actors in the entire world. What's his name?
Chris Cooper.
Chris Cooper. He was
ultimate movie
incredible
dad
in Adaptation.
You know who his wife is? Christopher Moltisanti's mother on The Sopranos.
Christopher, you killed Cosette.
Well, she must have crawled under there to get warm or something.
You killed the dog?
That's the all-time best junkie excuse ever. The dog crawled underneath him to get warm.
You killed
Chris
the dog?
Cooper's he's the ultimate movie dad. He's the dad in like every movie for like the last 30
this guy
years.
was the diner owner in 11/22/63. Anybody see that?
No.
What a wild reference, Glenn.
Wait,
It's a
was it
sick
the guy
show.
from Adaptation? I think it was. He was
This
definitely
was-
the guy next door in American Beauty, but
If you name a movie dad, he's the dad.
This is a great scene too, like because it shows you how his father was just such a cold, hard guy, like cold, hard man, and that's why Ben Affleck grew up the way he did. Although I will say, like guys I know whose fathers did scores, they were typically loving dads, even if they did have to do 10 to 20 at a certain point. But like Chris Cooper was just a piece of shit here, and that's why the message is like, yeah, this is why his kid turned out this way.
Mm-hmm. You ever see October Sky?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the coal mining dad in this and that movie.
Yeah.
Great, terrible movie dad.
I've got a little bit of the iron lung.
It's
and the black lung.
oh my, like me and my dad. I don't care if you're good at science.
his ending thing he says here when he hangs up the phone is probably because they don't go back to him again, right? This is the only time you see him in the jail.
Yeah, this is his only.
Yeah. His ending line is like probably the heaviest thing in the movie of this just the attitude of him not giving a fuck. It's great characterization.
What do you guys think are the biggest movies in terms of the ones that got shown when your teacher would wheel out that cart?
Oh,
Back
TV cart
in high
movies. We did this
school?
ranking.
Because it would be October Sky on there, right? For sure.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I would say the How Do I Reach These Kids? Stand and Deliver.
Yeah,
with James
did.
Olmos.
What was the Kevin Costner one? I don't know, the Native American one. I hate that movie so much.
Dances with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves. Yeah.
My teacher, one of them brought in The Godfather one day when fucking Apollonia pulled out her puffy nips. The place went wild. It was like I sitting on there. Woo, woo, woo.
My music class, we in elementary school, she brought on Amadeus all the time. We watched
Matt-
the same three scenes from Amadeus.
I'm glad you brought up Amadeus. Smitty was originally supposed to join us for this episode, and we were throwing out movie ideas to use. Dead seriously, Smitty threw Amadeus into the mix. I'm like, Smitty, do you think people want to fucking watch a 3-hour movie about Wolfgang Amadeus fucking Mozart? He literally quoted like Salieri and like F. Murray Abraham. I was like, come on, Smitty, like you're not full.
I asked for 4 movies for a vote, and then you sent me 4 Jaws movies. I'm like, all right, like you're not even taking like.
I don't hate it.
Philadelphia, Trading Places, Rocky, and another Rocky.
Rocky Balboa.
People are asking, by the way, if Smitty's going to have a rematch against Brandon Walker. It will happen.
And Amadeus
and I will make it happen.
Amadeus is a good movie for the record, but I don't think it would be like the best movie for.
It's not
for
exciting.
One of these. Yeah, exactly.
That's not a stream movie. No.
There's the rink.
Jeff,
did you ever play kickball at the rink?
No, I tried to learn ice. I tried to learn how to ice skate there, but I was terrible as a kid.
Nice little Euclid jersey.
So I found our rankings because we did this list once. The movies you watched most in school. Mine was October Sky, Remember the Titans, Holes, Matilda, and Pleasantville. Jeff, yours was Muzzy, Amadeus, like you mentioned before, Nutcracker, Super Size Me, and Romeo and Juliet.
Yep. Super Size Me.
Which Romeo and Juliet? The 69 one that the Italian director made?
Leo one.
Oh, the Leo one. Okay.
Romeo plus Juliet.
Well, because there we go. Because the Italian one, who was his name? Zeffirelli there, the Italian director? Yeah, because
very
that
famous
one
scene.
Yeah, that had some boobage too, if I'm not mistaken.
Eddie, what were they showing in Chicago? What movies are they rolling out there?
Like, is it like is it like a
TV
school movie?
Yeah, like maybe you got a substitute showing a movie. I don't know.
Rudy was big.
That makes sense.
Chicago.
Rudy was big. Did you guys watch Osmosis Jones? That was like a late. Science teacher one.
All right, kids, your teacher's sick today. We're gonna sit down and watch The Fugitive for the 929th time.
I would love that.
Great movie.
Fugitive? Damn.
That'd be great.
Newsies is on this list. That's definitely one of my list.
Newsies was a big one.
We like
Dead Poet Society.
We like never had any movies in Catholic school. I can't even think of a time we've watched a movie in class.
Not even Passion of the Christ?
We did Passion of the Christ. I think we watched it in high school.
That movie's kind of messed up.
Dead Poet Society is such like a passive aggressive way for your teacher to tell you like you should appreciate me more.
Appreciate us.
In my English class, high school, I think we did watch Beowulf. That was good. I like Beowulf.
Beowulf, the CGI movie, the Ray Winstone.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
That's the same guy. You've seen Departed before, right, Glenny?
Yeah, I love Departed. One of my top 5 movies.
The guy who voices Beowulf is the guy like, yeah, drinking cranberry juice. That guy.
Too bad Affleck didn't have his gigantic phoenix tattoo before they made this. This is my buddy Pat. This is my buddy Pat the barber right here. That's where before I was bald. This is where I used to get my hair cut right there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, there's the old Jack the Barber sign right there. The guy whose T-shirt I just held up. That was his original barbershop sign. Holy small world! I'm getting flashbacks.
Do you bick your head now, or what do you do?
Well, not lately since quarantine, but normally, yeah, I'll go to my barber and get it taken down to the nub, and then I'll try to shave it every 3-4 days to keep it like Lodge level. Lodge is disciplined about it. I just need a good razor where I can like not an electric one, not a regular fucking Gillette one.
What's the Steve Wilkos one that he always advertised, where you could like shave your whole entire head bald?
Yeah, there's one people say that you can hold in your hand like with 3 fingers in the shower, but I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, that one. The Wilkos one. I just remember because I used to watch Steve Wilkos religiously for whatever reason.
Because once it gets too long, it's like too long to use clippers on, and then I just end up going to the barber every couple months. I still love the barber shop though. It's like the salon for me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This is obviously the North End of Boston right here. This score that they do. Now, what's interesting here is I mentioned at the beginning the Harvard Square Bank they robbed. Well, the real life version of that, like they didn't get the guy's side piece, and that's how he ended up fucking shooting the guys who robbed the bank, so they got caught. That actually happens in this robbery here. The first guy they shoot, he's got a vest on, but they didn't know he had a side piece, so then it ends up turning into a clusterfuck when he takes the hostage here. That was actually right behind my old high school. Holy shit. Back when you could fucking park and drive to high school and park in the city 30 years ago.
Those fucking masks, man.
They are creepy.
my junior year, our whiteout game. People like it was around Halloween. We wore masks. And my friend got the town nun mask, and we're like, dude, you just look fucking scary. Like this is just horrifying. The degrading skin.
Yeah, they are. They're definitely scary. I don't know what that dude was looking fucking at the guy for. Look straight ahead, man. See someone robbing a bank. Last thing you want to do is make eye contact with him.
Yeah. Get a better look at him.
Yeah, seriously.
Is that Chris Christie running across the street?
Yeah.
Definitely not if he was running.
You just call me Chris
Down
Christie?
to that fupa.
No, we didn't call you
No,
Chris
Glenn.
Christie. Glenn, what?
No, Glenny.
Jesus.
Come on.
That
I
baseball
did see
uniform
Chris
picture of Chris.
Christie at yeah, I saw him at a Rangers game back in March.
So did
and
I.
His stomach and fupa in person it's
Mhm.
like it's beautiful.
I actually peed
Oh.
next to him at a Rangers game in December.
Oh my God. It's like 7 degrees of Chris Christie here.
No, actually, I fucked that up. The guy was in the front seat. He didn't. They shot him and they got away. I fucked that part up.
Not a bad dick, Glenn.
What?
Not a bad
No, I
dick.
didn't peek. I didn't peek at Chris Christie. Come on.
Oh.
What would you even look at?
Oh.
I feel like you've got the Harvey Weinstein situation.
The
going on.
fucking the minivan peel out makes this scene so great.
Mhm.
Just the fact that's what they're fucking escaping in. It's a great car chase.
It's unbelievable filming job here. I mean, if you've ever walked through the North End or driven through it, it's so tight like this. I mean, obviously they edited for Hollywood because they would have been out of the North End 30 seconds in because it's a tiny neighborhood. But they did a fantastic job of like the way they filmed this and cut everything together.
North End's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a good spot. I mean, it's I think there's about 4 Italians still left over there, but
Was that where they originally had all the Italians? Were there?
yeah, back when Boston was a city of ethnic neighborhoods, I know people used the word segregated, but it was more of like, Italians live with Italians, Irish live with Irish, Puerto Ricans. Everybody lived with their own back, up until basically the city started getting gentrified 30, 35 years ago. But the North End was all Italian. Actually, and before that, it was all Irish.
The few times I've been to the North End, though, it's like a very cool little like cobblestone streets and shit.
Yeah, definitely.
I went to Neptune Oyster House like last year. That place was pretty cool, and it's like right there in the North End. I think.
Yeah, it is. It's right on the edge.
Is it expensive over there?
Oh yeah, it's because it's right next to downtown. Any neighborhoods that are like bordering downtown Boston. Well, I mean, North End you could even say is downtown, but it's right next to everything downtown, so it's not cheap for sure.
I want to go back to Boston. I like Boston a lot. It's a cool city.
Actually, there's only Charlestown and East Boston. They're the only 2 Boston neighborhoods that don't border any other neighborhoods in the city. You have to either go over or underwater to get to them.
PFT has the gummy looking.
Ooh.
He's minus 2 ears, minus a leg, and minus an arm.
Have the Boston police improved their car designs since this movie came out? Because these are pretty shitty car designs.
Those are the old Crown Vics. I mean, right?
I'm talking about like the design. That's a Boston police. I think it could look a little cooler.
Oh, the font, the font
Yeah,
on the lettering.
yeah. That was very boring.
You know what? I'm not sure if those are the official ones because they usually do like something close to it, but not the exact one because sometimes they don't want to give permission. But that's a good question. I haven't taken a good look at a cruiser for a while, Glenny.
Like NYPD, we got nice cars. We got a good design, I think.
But that's a great scene there, though. Like, stopping the car then blowing the car up. That was pretty clever.
Yeah, the font is the same. That's a shitty font for friggin' 2020.
They changed it to Comic Sans last year.
It's pretty crazy though that we're almost to a point where there will be no more Crown Vic police cars.
Right? I know. They're like such an iconic. Like I will always think when I see Crown Vic, like police. That is a cop. There's an undercover cop no matter what.
There's
and now they're like Chargers and shit. Yeah.
And it was easy to tell if there was a cop behind you at night because they had they got the parking lights on the inside of the main lights. So whenever you saw that, you just go over to the right lane and hit the brakes a little bit. But I think they finally caught up to that.
Sad.
This is a cool chase, although, like I said, it's they definitely extend it because he would have. If he takes the next right at the second set of lights, he'd be over the bridge. But it's a movie, so they got to add some pizzazz to it. Close the fucking bridge.
Jacksonville made their cop cars Hummers this year.
Really?
Harmer's been out of business like 10 years.
What's the main? What you said? Chargers? Where are those usually?
I think that's cop cars like most in the Northeast I've seen. They use Chargers now for like interceptor cars
Dallas
and
too, I
stuff.
think.
Yeah.
Austin uses Chargers. Yeah.
Chicago's like all Ford Explorers now.
Art Acevedo came from Los
Ford Explorer's
Angeles,
so cool.
the police chief, and he brought Chargers to Austin or something like that.
PT Cruisers.
Yeah, there we go.
Sick.
Now, this scene right here coming up with the nuns, this is based on an actual event. I'm not sure if you guys are right up where I am.
Where they see the cop?
Yeah, where they're ditching the second car.
It's a great scene.
And that like, I don't know who was involved specifically, but this pretty much happened as is. Like, they pulled up the switch and it was a cop doing a detail, and it was like, buddy, what are you gonna do here? Like, the cop just looked the other way because, I mean, what's he gonna, like, get fucking killed over someone else's money? Like, but just look the other way and pretend.
It's one of the best parts of the movie. It's so funny.
Absolutely. I mean, that's where self-preservation comes in, you know? That's why I never understood, like, the guys who, like, get shot for... You're working for $12 an hour. You're going to die for somebody else's money? Fuck that. They're not fucking around, crew.
How's that drink, Glenn?
It's good. I just made a second one.
You didn't alert me when you made it?
I'm sorry. I didn't let you. When I left, I went to get upstairs to get a new thing of seltzer, and then I made a new drink.
Hell yeah.
Kind of fucked up, Glenn.
What? What do you want me to do?
I want to see you pour out the shots.
I'm sorry. It's right here, though. Look at this. Look at this bad boy.
Pink
Oh,
straw.
Hot pink straw. Woo! Friday,
Eddie,
baby.
my mom owned a Ford Explorer growing up, and right when I turned 16, she didn't even sell it. She gave it away for tax credits instead of giving it to me.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I know, right? Literally, I think it literally was Cars for Kids. Yeah.
R.I.P. Richie Whalen. That's the kid who Ben Affleck throws his helmet to. He passed away a couple years ago.
Oh shit, that's so.
And,
Back at
and, then,
R.I.P., dude.
and then the cop cuffing him. That's my boy Fob. He's one of my oldest friends. He's a hot shit. He's a legit cop too. Actually, known as the fastest white boy in the hood, and with the last neighborhood he worked in. That's what the local criminals used to call him.
What do you do after you rob a bank? How safe do you play it? Because you can't do the Goodfellas thing. Go out,
Good pun.
fire for a coat. What do you do with it?
You know, well, like I said, if you don't get caught within an hour, you're probably in the clear. But you definitely celebrate like they just did. I mean, you drug a choice. You got a couple of hoodsies. You know, some, I don't know if they're hired gun whores or just girls that like to fuck bank robbers or whatever. But yeah, I usually celebrate, go out and, you know, get drunk, do drugs, bang broads, and then you start what do you call it? Cleaning the money eventually.
Get some OnlyFans. PFT, the chat wants to know the story of the jersey you're wearing.
This is Next Man Up. This is a Patriots jersey I got back when I worked at Kissing Susie Colbert back in 2014, I think.
Holy shit.
Christmas, they bought this for me. This is my holiday bonus at the end of the year.
Is it number 69? Nice.
All right. What is mostly the cleaning the money? Is that like going to casinos and getting it clean from there?
Yeah. Like they showed there. I mean, sometimes sometimes you end up with like fucking singles, and then I don't even know if I should tell this story, but
Let's hear it.
That knows you have to, yeah.
Yeah. No, I was someone had me ask them to help count some dough before. Like, this was a long time ago. It was like, okay, and it was like a lot of fun. There was a lot more singles than I expected, but yeah, they'll take it to casinos where any way you can get rid of it and get most of it back. But yeah, you don't want to be walking around with a fucking stack of hundreds. Casinos are probably the number one thing, but also too, like these guys, a lot of them might have had other gigs on the side with drugs or whatever, so you could, you know, buy your drugs with fresh $100 bills and then worry about somebody else having to launder it.
Bring to the strip club. You ever drive by, Glenn, that one strip club, Cinderella's Palace?
Where's that?
But it's with an SIN. It's on like Jericho Turnpike.
I don't think so. I mean, the only Long Island strip club I can really think of all two is Gossip in Farmingdale.
I never went to them, but
there was one in there's one in Hempstead that I drove by every day to go to Kellenberg, and on the bus, Taste of Honey. I think that got shut down. We got Billy Dean's Showtime Cafe. I went to Billy Dean's when I was like 17, and it's like a gentleman's club, so they don't serve alcohol. So you could go in when you're like 18, I think, but we used our fakes anyway. That was weird. I think that's pretty much it. I can't think of any other ones. There's a lot of random ones in Suffolk. Suffolk is literally just sex shops and fucking strip clubs. Suffolk is a horn dogs.
Overpasses.
Yeah, it's a horn dogs palace. Suffolk.
Yeah, well, dude, that's where I'm from. Trust me, I know it. Suffolk County,
weird.
baby.
I love this quote right here. Good luck with that print.
John Hamm, expert of the gray print.
The feds could be motherfuckers too with these guys. They didn't play by the book all the time for sure.
You ever have any bad run-ins with the cops, Ari?
Not as, a couple. I mean, bad's relative, I guess. Other people get beat up by cops. One time I just got my license, and they ripped up in front of us and blocked us from driving further. It was in my father's ugly fucking Pac-Man yellow Ford Escort chipbox, like the last car in the world we would steal. And they ripped right up in front of us, so we couldn't go anywhere. And they jumped out and license and registration. I was like, here you go, because they thought because Charlestown used to steal a lot of cars too back in the day, so they thought we were in a hot box, and that wasn't bad. And then one other night, I basically got sexually assaulted by one cop one night, walking home. He grabbed they just pulled up and, hey, where you guys going? And if you were with one guy they didn't like, and I'll know the cop patted me down. He patted my junk. He's like, what do you got? What do you got here? And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, grab my fucking package. But I coincidentally I had an eighth of weed there, so I couldn't really make a big think about it. So I had to kind of no, nothing. That's my dick, you know. But years later I realized I'm like, that cop basically sexually assaulted me, fucking, under the guys are looking for something, and he didn't know I had weed there. He was just a creep. So yeah, I had a couple of fucking weird experiences, but nothing people had much worse.
You never got kicked out of a dog show like PFT.
It's true. Bad boy.
Much worse.
Banned from Westminster Kennel Club.
You ever hear, Glenny, about how people come from all over the country to be Nassau and Suffolk County cops because they make 150 grand or something like that?
Dude, it's literally the best job in the world. Even
It's
my
insane.
town, Malvern, they make 100 grand. We have had one robbery the last 15 years. I would do anything to be a Malvern cop.
How many people live in that town?
My town is 8,000 people, and they have their own police force, and they do nothing all day. They just sit on Ocean Avenue, the kind of the main road, and they just ticket people that aren't from Malvern. That's it. It's the only thing they do all day.
We had a murder in my town from one of my classmates from high school, and it was the first murder in my town since the 1600s. And the cops there still get paid 120 grand, I think, a year starting salary.
Starting $120? Holy fuck!
Yeah, that's before overtime and all that too.
That's a hell of a streak, though.
Shit.
400 years without a murder.
Yeah, pretty good rep.
Yeah, my thing, it's such a small police force, and there are kids that I know that are now cops for them. There's 10 cops. No one does anything wrong. It's a fucking dream job.
Someone wrote R.I.P. Jeremy Renner app.
Yeah.
The Jeremy Renner app
Press
was so
rent
much fun. That was one of the most fun, stupid things that we've ever been involved in. KenJac discovered it for us. I had a fake account on there. I pretended to be Dennis Franz, and I just commented really wholesome things on all of Jeremy Renner's pictures, hey man, miss you, haven't heard from you in a while, had a great time last weekend at some restaurant. And it was just Dennis Franz for a week, and then I got booted off the app, and it was really disappointing.
Stipowitz.
It's a brilliant concept. You just paid money to boost your comment to the top.
It was incredible.
I had spent way too much money on that app.
Who were you again?
And I didn't get any back.
Who were you on the Jeremy Renner app?
I forget. Oh,
I had a friend who was
Bono. Evil. I was evil Jeremy Renner at one point. And then his evil twin. Shoot, I don't remember.
I haven't seen Richard Jewell yet. Is it worth the watch or what?
I think you'd like it. It's a little procedural, but I think you might enjoy it.
I loved it.
You know the Richard Jewell story very well, I imagine.
Yeah, I lived through that.
I enjoyed it. I wanted more. I thought they could have done a lot more.
I think Eastwood struggled lately, man. He hasn't. I mean, he is 90 years old, But
did you watch 1517 to Paris?
No, I heard it was Dog
It's
shit.
about 1 billion times better than that. At least.
How about the other one that he did recently with Bradley Cooper? How was that? Mule was it called? I didn't see that.
Oh,
Terrible.
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 Bad.
Good.
So boring.
Richard
Yeah.
Jewell, the guy who plays him, was unbelievable. So I don't know. I just thought he was so good. So I love the movie.
But Eastwood did nail it. I mean, his Boston movie, Mystic River, that was excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Jewel is
17.
definitely a good movie though. Like it is. I thought it could have been like really great because I think it's such a fascinating story.
Even this past week, my friends are telling me to watch Mr. River. I've never seen Mr. River. I gotta watch that.
Dude.
Oh, definitely
like
gotta get
it.
on that.
Great, great
yeah.
movie.
Good
So
accent
my,
work in that, I always thought. But Rory, what did you think?
My dad, he forgot to return one movie to Netflix when they would send us DVDs, and it's Mystic River. We still have it.
Oh yeah, it's a great Boston movie. I've been forever working on the top 10 Boston movie blog, but it's like I fight. I'll get them listed, then I'm like, no, that can't be that. I got to rearrange them every fucking time I go to write the blog.
Is that my daughter in there?
What is like your top 3?
Well, I gotta save it for the blog, Glenny. I don't want to spoil it
You
now.
said you
It
wrote
ain't,
another blog for a
ain't
long time.
Boondock Saints, Glenn. It ain't Boondock Saints.
No,
That's
it's not. It's the top 3 are kind of the easy. It's the rest of the ones like that. Like the 6s, 7s, and 8s.
Are you a Departed guy?
I like The Departed. Yeah. I think there's some misconceptions about it that people think it's like the quote unquote Whitey Bulger movie, but it's really not. It's a remake of a Korean movie with the same concept. You have there's a rat for the cops and a rat for the criminals, and that all comes to a head. And Scorsese just set it in the world of Irish gangsters and Southie. It was very, very, very loosely based on Whitey Bulger, but it was by no means like the Whitey Bulger story.
How
And
disappointing was Black Mirror or what's it called? Black
Mass.
Black Mass. Yeah.
That
It was bad.
It wasn't good. Now this this is the graveyard scene right here. You guys a graveyard, right?
This is probably between the two of them chemistry wise, probably the best scene in the movie for them together, right?
I'd say so. That's the Phipps Hill burial ground. You know who's buried there? PFT.
All reveal.
No.
John Harvard. He's buried at that thing. I grew up actually in the housing development right where they show right when they first cut to the scene, the Mishawon Park. I lived there when I was a little kid years ago.
So, Ari, when I did the best movies from each state poll a while back, when I did the state of Massachusetts, the Stoolies voted the best Massachusetts movies: Good Will Hunting, then The Departed, then The Town, then Jaws, then Boondock Saints, then Ted, then The Fighter, then Mystic River.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you let the internet make decisions. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Is Jaws a confirmed Massachusetts movie?
It's what it is. It's in the book. It's a fictional Massachusetts island. It's not Nantucket. They filmed it at Martha's Vineyard. It's technically a Massachusetts movie, but it's not a Boston movie. I thought about this with Smitty. That's why I ran that.
I
poll.
always thought we had claim to Jaws. I thought Jaws was a Long Island thing.
No,
Growing up, I always thought it was too with Glenny. I thought it was
thought
North
that was
Shore.
ours.
no,
You're
because
trying to take that shit.
they reference
Isn't it
Long.
Amity Island? I thought it that was that play on Amityville.
Amityville,
No.
yeah.
No, it's they reference Long Island Sound too in the book, but it's a fictional Massachusetts island.
I always thought it was North Shore too, Glenny, because it looks like North Shore, the rocky beaches and all that. And I was like, that's for sure up there.
But I'm glad you have to specify too between a Boston movie and a Massachusetts movie because
Yes.
we're assholes about who claims to be from Boston. Like if you're from a half hour outside the city, we're like, fuck you, you're not from Boston. But like something like The Fighter. Now people say that's a Boston movie. It's like, well, no, that's a disrespect to Lowell by calling it a Boston movie. Lowell's a big giant city with a lot of history, and that's not where fucking Mickey Wood's from. He's from Lowell, so you don't call it a Boston movie.
Thought Black Mass was decent.
Oh, really? Wow, from the clouds. There you go, PFT. There's an answer to that question.
For the story, Ed, it deserved a much better movie.
I think that's the whole thing. Is like his story is so compelling and interesting. I went into the movie with super high expectations.
They filmed a couple scenes like right around the place I lived a few years ago. They're right around the block, and the stand-in who was the Johnny Depp stand-in, he was dressed just like Depp was in the movie. You couldn't tell the difference between like the stand-in and Johnny Depp. He looked exactly like fucking the Whitey character.
Did you think Depp was good at least?
I did. I thought he was good, although I think they played the menacing thing up too much. Like, he didn't walk around like with the psycho eyes, like, hey, I'm Whitey. Like, people knew who he was. He didn't have to do that shit. Like, like people who were fully aware of who he was, he didn't have to like give off that I'm a lunatic vibe because people knew he was.
I watched Donnie Brasco for like the third time the other night. Great
flick. Yeah,
I've never
very good
seen
film.
that. It's on Showtime. I want to watch it. If you guys
Gotta
want
watch
to talk about it, I'm gonna take
Jesus
my-
Christ, Glenny. How can you be a New York Ginzo and not have seen fucking
Dude,
Donnie
you know what? I
Brasco?
mean, this isn't a New York movie, but you know what I watched for the first time in full last week? I've seen bits and pieces, never seen it in full. Casino for the full time last week. It was great.
Great movie.
Classic. Classic.
Classic. It's a local guy.
It was no
local guy around
Goodfellas.
there.
It was no Goodfellas, but it was good.
Sharon Stone, one of the most hateable characters of all time in that movie.
Oh, she was so good in that. That's when you know a character's doing a good job, when you want to kick
And
them in the
she's
face.
friggin'
Yeah,
I had
exactly.
never really seen like Sharon Stone movies. She's fucking beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you never saw Basic Instinct,
I was
Glenny?
about to say, wait till
I've
you watch
seen the
Basic
Seed.
Instinct.
I've
Yeah.
seen the Seed. I've never seen the movie.
It's a good movie, man. Back in the early 90s, they make all these kind of psychosexual thrillers like back. I mean, there was about 10 or 12 of them, it seemed like, for a while. And that was the creme de la creme. No pun intended.
Was it Total Recall where Schwarzenegger fights her?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, great scene.
But let me
What's
tell
that
you,
movie with Jeff Bridges where it takes place in Boston? I think it's not Patriot.
Blown Away.
Blown Away. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always liked that movie growing up.
Yeah. It was, I mean, it looked good, but it wasn't a particularly great movie like the Tommy Lee Jones IRA guy. Plus, I don't think the appetite for blowing things up in fucking Boston is too fucking big, especially where they filmed that. And I mean, it's legit copy square. It's like, trigger warning. I'm not even trying to be funny here either. It's like
These days,
it's something that, you don't necessarily want to see.
but as I mentioned, Casino. The other night I also watched Goodfellas. It's on Netflix, of course. So I just threw it on.
Mhm.
It's the perfect movie. It's the best. Like it's perfect.
It is a perfect movie.
Yeah.
That's
It's just
100
perfect.
out of 100.
It's unbelievable. I don't know how a movie could be so good. It's so good.
Did you like Casino or no?
I think I would give Casino like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Goodfellas is a 10. But Casino I enjoyed it enough for like 7
Yeah.
8. Like I would watch Casino again, like other movies like Irishman, if that's on TV. Not that it's gonna be on TV, obviously, but I would never watch that again. I'm just done with it.
There are
Fine.
parts of the Casino that kind of drag on a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the only knock that I have on it.
It could have been a little cut, like 3 hours. It could have been like 2.5.
There's a hive though that thinks that's better than Goodfellas.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
psychopath. That's
very-
absolutely
very-
psychotic.
Small
agree.
Hive. It's a fantastic movie, but it's just not Goodfellas. It was because
Funny.
if
You know, my grandpa was in Goodfellas.
I know you showed me. Yes, and I was watching it, and I remember you said that was your grandpa. I didn't realize he's also next to Ray Liotta in the funny house scene. I didn't realize he was also in that scene too.
Yeah, funny
Obviously,
now.
it's right after that, but
I got to get the papers,
and Eric Frank just said in the comments, it's so funny seeing all the Goodfellas characters in The Sopranos.
Yes.
Literally, the whole Sopranos cast in Goodfellas.
Literally, yeah.
Are we
What's-
team Goodfellas over Godfather here?
Whoa.
I am-
whoa.
I
Don't
am-
even bring
I'll
that
say
into my
That's-
league. Godfather stinks. I've seen the. I
Glenny.
watched it
Oh,
for the
whoa,
first time.
Glenny.
I watched it for
Glenny,
the first time a few years ago.
Don't
I
go
do
through
not
any
like
toll
it.
booths.
It's very boring.
Glenn, I'm gonna cyber slit your throat for that one. How like oh
It's
my
a boring movie.
That wasn't the question. The question wasn't, is it bad? I'm just saying, is it I personally, I like Goodfellas better than I like Godfather.
I
However,
think most people
Godfather's a 98, 99 out of 100. I just
I mean,
don't like. It's an amazing movie, but if I had to pick one, I would pick Goodfellas.
they're both masterpieces, and I think Goodfellas just has more going on. It's more adrenaline to it. Whereas The Godfather is more. I mean, The Godfather is more of an immigrant story. That like this kid comes to America as an orphan and he becomes a crime boss, and like the way it gets to that. Whereas Goodfellas, it's just the fucking guy who grows up with a bunch of hoods and becomes one of them. But there's more action, I'd say, in Goodfellas. But I mean, I don't know. I can't stand by and have someone say The Godfather's not good without getting upset. Sorry, Glenny.
No, I'm not saying. I take it back. I was a little aggressive. It's not that it's not good. I'm just not. I'm never like I know Goodfellas is 1990, but I'm not really a fan of like older movies. I really
You know what,
don't like
Glenny?
older movies.
Here's the issue, because I've seen some older movies that I don't think that I like, but when you watch an older movie with an older person, you like
Yes.
it a lot more. You should watch it with like your dad,
I would like
and then you'll really enjoy it.
one older movie I do want to watch. It's 1980, so it's not too ridiculously old. Raging Bull. I've never
Raging
seen
Bull.
Raging Bull. I would love to see Raging Bull.
Let's see. If you think Godfather's boring, then you won't like
Yeah, you'll
Raging Bull. You'll think
Buys Raging
I
Bull.
feel like
Yeah.
I've watched the "You Fuck My Wife" scene. That movie scene's hilarious. So I want to kind of see the whole movie.
and
You know
I
what
think
people sleep on too much? Is a mob
What?
movie or is a Bronx Tale? Bronx Tale is fucking
Bronx-
awesome.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
fantastic.
Another
You know,
Sopranos alum.
I love Bronx Tale, but I will say one thing about it. I'm so bad at picking like good acting or bad acting, if that makes sense. I can't tell good or bad acting, but the one time I could tell horrible acting is Calogero is so bad in Bronx Tale.
Yes.
I love Bronx Tale, but he's so bad.
He's not good in Sopranos either.
I like great acting. I could tell. I always say the best acting scene I've ever watched in my life is in Sopranos when Edie Falco and James Gandolfini are fighting in the Whitecaps episode. That's just ridiculously good acting. And then every time I watch Bronx, I'm just like, Calogero is horrendous. So bad.
I think with older movies too is like you said, PFT. If you watch it with someone older, it's the context matters. Like you have to remember when it was made, what technology was available, like what movies have been made to that point. And I think when people take that into account, you understand why a movie's actually better than you think it is sometimes.
I've enjoyed a few good old ones. Like in a cinema class in college, I watched Taxi Driver. I thought was great. I really like Taxi Driver, and Mrs. Robinson. Wait, is that what it's called?
The Graduate.
The Graduate. Sorry, that was a good movie. I enjoyed that.
You know what movie stinks?
What?
Serpico. Serpico stinks.
You know, like Serpico, his outfits are so cool though.
His outfits are awesome, but that's one that drags on for like 5 hours, and it's mostly just Al Pacino like hanging out, like standing on a street next to a payphone.
Very overacted, very much overacted. But that's like I feel like the flip of the coin with Pacino. Like you need to get him in that good balance where you don't have him going full on like cokehead psycho from Heat, and you don't have him going too reserved like Michael Corleone. You need a good sweet spot.
What about? I mean, Dog Day Afternoon. That's a.
Oh, we lost his mic.
Oh, we
lost his mic.
The mic just came out.
Lost his mic.
He was having mic issues when he came on.
His mic gave up on Glenny's
back.
takes.
God damn it.
Glenn, have you seen Fast Times?
At Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
You think a young 15-year-old me wants to go to see Phoebe Cates get into that pool?
What a call.
I like Fast Times. I think I don't know if it's comparable. I guess it is. I like Dazed and Confused a lot more. I like Dazed and Confused. I'm a big Dazed.
I think we got you, Aria.
I like some 80s movies like Revenge of the Nerds. I like. I'm trying to think of other ones. Animal House is 77. I like Animal House.
You seen Blues Brothers?
No.
78. What are we talking?
Blues
Comedies?
Brothers classic. Yeah.
You would like Blues Brothers.
Coming to
I love
America.
Blues
Speaking of the treat you guys had earlier, I love Coming to America. That was what 86.
Yeah, 88. John Landis. He directed Animal House.
America. Great movie.
Coming to America. Blues Brothers. Those three right there. Same guy. He's
No John Hughes. You know John Hughes.
Kid not so great.
Go.
Yeah, Eddie. I mean, you got to be a John Hughes guy. I hope.
Oh,
Plus,
yeah.
he got three of his actors killed making the Twilight Zone movie too.
Oh
Landis
yeah,
did.
Vincent.
Vic Morrow.
Vic Morrow. Yeah, with like the two kids in the helicopter scene. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was the coach of the Yankees in Bad News Bears. Actually, there's the book that it's about outrageous conduct, Art Eagle in the Twilight Zone case. I think it's out of print. It's tough to get because it makes a lot of powerful people look bad. So if you can find a copy, keep it from your local library.
That's great. I mean, what was it like the pyrotechnics or something went into the helicopter, right? And then it made the helicopter go down.
Yeah, like basically Landis was full of hubris. He had made, Animal House, Blues Brothers. He was, big swinging dick in Hollywood, and he tried a stunt that they shouldn't have done. It was late. The kids shouldn't have been on the set. It was past the hours. They should have been there. And the helicopter crashed, and it decapitated Vic Morrow, one of the kids, and the other kid got crushed by the helicopter.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's one of the most fucked up things you could ever read on the internet.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy shit.
I read about a conspiracy theory with The Crow where it said like the stunt person or whoever the prop guy was trying to kill the actor for some weird like inside Hollywood reason.
Ooh.
Well,
It's not true at all. But
when you think
I'm
of
a
the
big conspiracy theory guy.
The similarities between him and his dad, PFT, are so crazy. I mean, his father died under very similar circumstances. He was shot with what they thought was a blank, and it ended up fucking killing him on set.
Wait, isn't that Bruce Lee's son? Isn't that what happened to him?
But the same thing happened to both of them.
That's
Lee,
crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Bruce Lee died. That's why I was like, wait a minute. That's why the conspiracy theory got started, I think. Oh, my big scene's coming up soon.
You gotta point it out. Gotta give us a big heads up.
I'm so excited.
Just don't close your eyes. You'll miss it.
The last two times I've watched this movie, I'm telling everybody that I'm with, I'm like, RA's in the scene. Let's watch for him. And I don't think I've seen you yet in it.
Like,
I've been looking for you.
What's funny is that the Entertainment Tonight cameras were there in the studio that day, but I didn't know that's what they were. And when they showed a picture from the set that day, that was me crystal clear. So I actually look better on Entertainment Tonight. You can make me out clearly than in the movie. It's just my big.
Who was the host at the time? Was it Mario Lopez or whatever?
I don't remember. John Tesh.
John Tesh. Wow, what a call out.
Fuck with you, Eddie. This movie. Imagine this movie took place somewhere else that wasn't Fenway, though. At the end, with the last scene, it would still be good, but it adds so much to it.
Oh yeah. Ultimate set piece.
How much do you think they had to pay the Boston Red Sox to film here?
Yes.
That's a good question. I don't know what they hijacked them for, but I listened to the scene right here where they're talking John Hamm and Blake Lively. I must have heard them recite these lines 30, 40 times that day, and I don't think either one of them butchered one line one time. Like it was. I mean, it gets a little tedious after a while, but it's pretty impressive to watch. Like, you know, pro actors do the same lines over and over and not miss a beat.
All right, tell me where I'm looking. All right.
All right, did he pull the money out yet?
Got the money right now.
All right. Now when when the camera starts to slowly pan from her to him, it's like I'm behind them, and like I'm basically over Blake Lively's left shoulder at the grill. So it's my image actually pops up in the bar mirror in front of her, if that makes sense. So when the camera starts to slow pan in a minute, look for a fat, bald, white Irish head with a fucking smock or an apron on. He is a handsome prick, though, John Hamm in person. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Tell you that for free.
You get to look at the hog at all, or
no? Unfortunately, no.
He says your last thing, like, "Yo, can you drop trouts for a second?
Can I come to the urinal with you, please, sir?"
So okay, here it's panning right now for me, PFT.
Okay.
So it's very slow. There's me up right there.
Okay.
I see your blur.
I see the money.
And then
I see the money.
It comes up again a little bit. There's me right there, the white fucking in the bottom left right screen. That's I got a white t-shirt, apron on, right there. I'll send the picture over to Jeff so he can tweet it out to show that it's actually me. Bad for you. Right there. See my fucking head moving right there?
Does it show your face better or no?
No, you don't see my face. That's why. That's like the laugh. Like I'd say I'm in the movie, but you can't even tell it's me.
Wait, I gotta show the picture. I gotta show the picture of you and John Hamm. Hang on.
There you are. I just saw you, all right.
Nice.
Yeah, look at you back there. Cooking up a storm. I love it.
Oh, that place is disgusting too, that bar. Let me see if I can find that picture from Entertainment Tonight. That was like my better evidence. Oh, here it is right here. I'll send that to
what
Jeff.
A performance.
Yeah, here, you're sending it out because I'm gonna toss them up.
I'll send it to you right
now.
now.
They're saying that your vibe with that apron is what made that scene so great. It added a little pop to the background. Yeah.
512.
Right, here, we're gonna get this.
I think we have 3 people at Barstool that have been in a movie: Willie, Captain Cons, and RA. Right?
Yeah. No, Lodge. Lodge was in
Rudy.
Rudy. Yeah.
Rudy.
What was Willie in?
He was in Dark Knight when they're at the Steelers field.
Oh fuck! And what about
with Bane? Yeah, when he blows up the stadium, Willie dies.
Mm-hmm.
You see him though?
Yeah, he's talked about it before. It's like him, Hines Ward.
Yeah, I think like Big Ben and Mike Wallace.
But he's one of the guys. Yeah, you see him.
Yeah, they're both right there.
The other person?
And Captain Cons was also in the Dark Knight. He's one of the cops that are like fighting Bane's people.
That's just ridiculous.
The suicide charge right into Bane.
All right, that was wonderful.
Thank you. The picture I just sent Jeff will clarify a little bit more where I was there.
How'd you get the picture though? That picture's great. You can actually see you.
Which let me see here. I just refreshed.
The magazine?
Hold on, let me refresh the Twitter feed here.
Here you go. There he is in the background here. If you're looking on the screen.
There we go.
Cooking up a dang storm.
There we go. Yeah. That was because that wasn't from the movie, Eddie. That was Entertainment Tonight. Because when you're on set, there's like a shitload of cameras. You don't know which one's the movies, which one's Entertainment Tonight. So I had no idea that that camera was taking a picture of me there.
Great picture.
And that picture of me and John Hamm was actually before I got called to be in the movie. My friend Joe, who played the Fed, he was on set, and he's like, "Hey, come by the set and hang out." So I was like, "All right." And I was a huge Mad Men fan. Well, I am a huge Mad Men fan. And he's like, "Hey, John, I wanted to introduce you to my friend. He's a big fan of the show." I felt like such a dweeb. I'm like, dude, you had to say that. Dude, honestly, he sat there. We talked for 45 minutes. Like, he didn't look at his watch once. He didn't look like a production assistant once, like just because I didn't ask him like, oh, tell me about Christina Hendricks's jugs or anything stupid like that. It was just like, talking about pizza, baseball, hockey, Fenway. Like, so, I didn't ask him about like stupid Hollywood questions, so I didn't annoy him.
Introducing him as John. Like, hey, is my friend John. Like, that's also a huge flex.
Oh,
That's
big time.
very cool though. Again, the picture like with him in not the costume, but what he's wearing in the movie and shit.
No,
Both
definitely.
Where
West
did you guys
Coast.
screen it out from? I'm trying to find it.
He showed it on the stream, but
You
I
should
don't
have
know.
a big screen.
Oh, it's on the stream. Okay.
I'm gonna tweet in a second with the link to watch. Hang on.
Is
One
this
second.
is this Affleck's kid or is this just Blake Lively's daughter?
It was her daughter. They kind of made it look like it might have been his, but he I think they kind of left it open ended in the movie because he was stooping her, but she was like the town pump too. So
Beautiful Fenway Park.
Wasn't Bush in House of Cards or no?
Yeah.
the Cathedral of New England.
I have one movie credit and one appearance, and it's the fucking worst thing possible. I'm in the fucking, where is it? I'm gonna pull it up. The Joe Paterno movie. I'm in the first 2 seconds of that movie.
Oh,
And actually, I actually will say the guy. It was the Halloween game I was talking about earlier. The kid next to me was wearing the town nun mask. There's the connection.
R.I.P. There's my buddy Danny Woods. He passed away a couple years ago. He just plays the cop there, which is hilarious because if there anything he wasn't in life was a cop. So the fact he played in this movie was very ironic. But
you said that's the friend who couldn't be the robber?
No, that was another buddy of mine who passed away a couple years ago. No, my buddy played couldn't play the robber. He played one of the feds.
I wasn't in movies, but I worked on 2 movies, and neither of them I can really even brag about because one was Woody Allen, the other was Louis C.K. So it's it's not even cool.
Gentlemen, start your peckers.
Right. I feel like the collars on their uniforms have always just been a little too popped.
Yeah,
agreed.
They just stick out a tad too much.
Colangelo style.
But I don't know Boston Police that well. I don't know if they all have their collars like that.
No, I definitely would have stood out a little. I got a problem with the glasses there, buddy. I actually tried out for a Whitey Bulger role on one of those. It was like one of those Discovery documentaries. Like, everyone and their sister was making them a few years ago. So I went and I actually read for his part, but I never got a call back for it.
Damn.
I feel like you'd be a good guy to get into a Safdie Brothers film, RA, because they love recruiting random locals, as opposed to recruiting professional actors. So like Uncut Gems and Good Time, they just recruit local New Yorkers and local city guys.
And anytime, I've gone to maybe a half a dozen cattle calls over the years, and I always put on the sheet I can play cop or a criminal. I guess I got one of those faces. Like you can put me in a uniform, I'll be a cop, and if you want me to be a scumbag, I'll be a scumbag for you.
Imagine going on one of those things and they offer you a job and you're like, nah, actually, can I play this instead? Actually, I have a couple requests.
Well, it's funny. I went for Shutter Island and I didn't get called right away. I got called a couple months in and I went to the fitting. And you, Jeff, you know how Scorsese's so particular about every little detail, like the uniforms in his movies and stuff. Well, I tried a size 16 shirt on. It was choking me. So then they gave me a 17 on the neck. And it was looser. I mean, I'd wear it to a wedding. Or, it wasn't like I wasn't swimming in it. And she's like, oh, let me see if I have a 16 and a half. She's like, no, I don't. She's like, okay, you're all set. And I was like, wait, what? She's like, oh, you get paid. I was like, I want to be in the Scorsese movie. She's like, and the dude they picked looked nothing like me. He was like 70 years old, but he fit the suit better. It was one of the guards at fucking Shutter Island. So they picked him. So no bullshit. I get in the car and the fucking Stones are playing. It was you can't always get what you want. It was like the universe fucking me because Scorsese always uses Stone songs, and I was like, motherfucker. Well, lo and behold, fucking a few months later, Scorsese films his Stones documentary at the Beacon in New York, and I try to cue it up before here to take a picture. I make a cameo on that, so I ended up in a Scorsese movie like 8 months later. So I got poetic
love
justice.
that you were a half size off.
Half a fucking
In
inch,
between.
man. I couldn't believe it. I was wanted to cry. I couldn't believe a half inch. Not the first time I get short at a half inch, but
All I could think about is that if you were in Uncut Gems, RA, I would have loved you as one of the pawn shop guys.
And then when I tweeted at you guys, I felt like an ass when they replied because I'm like, you can't put sports bets in it, Mohegan Sun, and they're like, we did it for artistic freedom. And I was like, oh shit, I feel like an asshole.
They said that was one of they got like they got two things a lot, and that was one of them. And they were like, look, we could have gone to Atlantic City, but it's dingy, it sucks. And if you've been to Mohegan, like I've been to Mohegan a bunch, Mohegan just has that. I mean, it's the Indian reservation casinos. It has that vibe, like the wolf, and they have the glass sculptures. Yeah,
they described it as elegantly scummy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
they said that's why they picked it.
Well, I mean, either way, the movie
going down to Bally's is just scummy.
Yeah,
the movie's set in like 2012 anyway, so it's wrong either way. So what's the difference? And what was the other one? They got a lot of shit about the Uber Blade.
It was Blade.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who cares? Just enjoy the fucking movie.
Yeah, I love the movie. It's coming to Netflix this month in May, right?
Yeah, May 25th, I believe.
That was the best movie I've seen in a long time. It was fucking.
Yeah, it's awesome. Good. It's so good.
I get why some people don't like it, but I love movies that are really.
A lot of my friends hated it. But
it's a movie that'll throw you for a fucking loop. It's an unpleasant movie.
Right.
That's my type of thing, though.
I don't know how you could hate that movie, though. Like, yeah, it's anxiety provoking because the guy just keeps making terrible decisions that are not going to pan out for him. But
it's the point.
Like a few of my friends watched it on their laptop, which I thought was dumb. Like I saw it in the movie, and I thought it was like the most fun I've ever had in a movie theater. The fucking scene when Garnett can't get into the jewelry store.
Oh, it's crazy.
I was jumping up and down in my seat in the movie theater. Like I never thought I'd do that in a movie theater, but it was crazy.
I actually saw the premiere up here in Boston. They have a new arc light here right in front of the garden. It's actually really, the screen is unreal. It's fucking huge. And Sandman and KG and the Safdie brothers were at the premiere. They talked before. And Sandman walked by. I got a little fist bump. I was like, yo, Sandman. He gave me the fist bump. I was like, yeah, this is going on the 2019 highlight reel.
Maybe they'll do Boston next. I think they're originally going to make the movie take place in Philadelphia. And I think it was supposed to be set around Joel Embiid, but they just didn't have the time to do it.
Yeah, I've seen Good Time and Uncut Gems, both very good movies.
I didn't like the end of Good Time.
That Embiid was one of the guys they went to, and also they went to Kobe. Kobe was one of the first options.
Mm-hmm. They're really cool dudes, the Safdie brothers.
Shout out to Eddie. I'm sure you guys are doing some stuff for The Last Dance on Sunday night. Apparently, Kobe's a big part of the next episode. So they say.
Martin Previtt. Wife. Also Linda.
How are you liking it so far, Eddie?
What would you say?
How are you liking it so far, Last Dance?
I mean, I love it. It's I don't really remember much because I was too young, but it's just, it's just stuff you heard, and then you just keep hearing new shit. So I like it a lot. What do you think?
I haven't even started yet. I need to start it.
It's great. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm loving every minute of it.
And the fact that they had 500 hours of footage just sitting there, and Silver and Jordan had to both agree to do it, and then Jordan waited till LeBron's first parade to say, "Okay, let's fucking do it." He's such a prick. He was bad. I mean, when you watch, I think he was one of those guys. He got so good, you hated him. You rooted against the Bulls. It was like Tom Brady. Everybody fucking starts hating Tom Brady because he won too much. That was Jordan back then.
But all right, I was saying this on part of my take last week, but like with Jordan, you weren't really looked at as a front runner if you rooted for Jordan and the Bulls. He was that good that everybody respected him. I don't think that there were that many people, like, unless you were a diehard Knicks fan or like a Pistons fan or a Celtics fan, it was okay to be a front runner for those Bulls teams because they were so much fun.
Yeah, and he's the best ever. I have a Jordan poster on my wall. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you have the Jordan poster, the spread out arm span one?
You know what? I looked for the one I had. It's one he's dunking and the camera's like behind the backboard. I want to say it's against the Lakers, but I would say there's probably 10 iconic Jordan posters. If you ask people, you get 10 different answers.
I had the shot against the Jazz, like right as the ball left his hands. And there were people in the stands from the Jazz that had their hands on their head, like, "Oh no, I know what's about to happen." There were Bulls fans that were prematurely celebrating because they knew it was going to go in. If you were a sports fan, and you didn't have a Jordan poster on your wall in the mid-90s, you didn't really watch sports.
Yeah, he was incredible, man. He was something else. Hey, do you ever, speaking of Atlantic City, you ever see the movie Atlantic City? It came out 1981 with Burt Lancaster and Susan Sarandon.
Yep.
What'd you think of it?
I remember watching that when I was younger with my parents and just not understanding a lot of the more adult topics from that movie.
Yeah.
And then like starting to understand it more as I grew up. But I remember thinking I liked it as a kid, which is kind of weird.
I hadn't seen it. I watched it recently because I love to watch old shit I missed. And it's actually really good. They filmed it right as they were rebuilding Atlantic City back in the day. And Burt Lancaster, he's like 40 years old than Susan Sarandon.
Mm-hmm.
That affair was a little weird, but she did show the sweater pups.
Is Atlantic City worth the trip now or no?
No.
It's so bad. I love AC. AC's the best.
When Glenn says it's bad,
It's
bad.
It's so bad, but it's fun. I love AC.
I just love gambling, at PFT, like I just love tables and like I love Vegas. I don't know. So if it's like I don't like it. There's no like history there or nothing like that.
It's got a decent history. Like AC is awesome. It used to be in like what is Boardwalk Empire, like the 40s, 50s ish. I'm not really sure. And then
Boardwalk Empire is like the
20s,
20s, yeah.
20s,
and then Trump bought the Taj Mahal. In like the 80s, I think it was booming. Then it went downhill. Now it like kind of got back a little bit. It's still fun. There's like 2-3 good hotels, casinos to go to. Borgata is great. Ocean's good, but I enjoy it. I think since I turned 21, which was 2 years ago, I've gone like 6-7 times. It's good for a night or two.
Eddie, you only go there if you have to. Like if it's your buddy's bachelor party that you're absolutely boys with and you can't skip. That's why you go to Atlantic City.
One thing I will say that
I feel like I know what you're about when it comes to like a gambling vacation because we hung out in Vegas. I think you would actually enjoy Atlantic City for a couple nights because you can sit down at a nice table, enjoy yourself for a while. It's very low cost. You don't have to spend anything. I got a like king suite there for $0 back in February. $0 a night.
They comp you a lot.
But I think you'd actually like it as long as you're not looking to like go out and see a bunch of shows or anything like that. But if you want like a nice, clean, good table you can gamble at, you can find a place like that.
And there's like $1 roulette tables, which I love.
Yeah, I mean, there's like specific spots too. Like when me and my friends go, we try to go to Borgata at least, or if we not even staying there. Like we go out of Borgata. Borgata's definitely the most fun. So there is like fun stuff to do. It's just you gotta pick your spots. Like you can't go out to like, Tropicana.
You have to also know that you shouldn't cross the street in Atlantic City ever because you're always one block away from getting robbed.
Yeah.
The only time I ever crossed the street was when I went to Bear Exposure, which is a great strip club in AC. Like, contrary to popular belief, I don't love strip clubs. I'm not the biggest strip club guy.
That club stinks, Glenn. Oh,
I love Bear Exposure. It's great. It's all nude. It's friggin' BYOB. It's across the street from Caesars. It's
Bring your own boner.
There's a bar next door that sells 24 packs. You go to the bar, you buy a 24, and then you just walk into the strip club. It's awesome.
PFT, I got the itch to go back to Vegas, man. Everything's cheap.
I know. That was so fun last time. I think, Eddie, between the two of us over the course of like a 2-day span, we both probably averaged 12 hours a day at a blackjack table.
Easily.
Actually,
easily.
I've only been to Atlantic City like I think 2 or 3 times PFT, but one time I did go. I saw history. Mickey Wood, Arturo Gotti, second fight we went to. Me and a few of the boys went down. Had no idea what we were in for, man. It's unbelievable. That fight was one of the best ever. Boardwalk Hall.
This whole final scene of this movie, by the way, is one of the best fucking final scenes in any movie
Seriously,
in the last 10 years.
It is.
Because you knew what was building up to. You knew, like, they're going to rob Fenway. You're like, all right, that'll be nuts, right? But how crazy can – and then it exceeds expectations mid-movie.
Oh.
I feel like choreographing a big gun battle like this would be a lot of fun.
Oh, man. Imagine the work that goes into it.
And the amount of times you have to not fuck it up either.
Yeah. Even like I was listening to the Better Call Saul podcast, and they were talking about one of the episodes where they just even like flipping a car over is like such a huge undertaking. Like I'm obviously if you're a stunt guy, it's a big deal, but so much work and like precision goes into like.
It took them like 9 days to do that scene. I know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Actually, did you see that blog I wrote a couple weeks ago when they were filming a scene. Mike Ehrmantraut and Bob Odenkirk and Jonathan Banks. They were sitting there. They're on the reservation, miles from anything, like nowhere near civilization. And a dog walks up to them out of nowhere, and they're like, "Holy shit, let's feed him." They gave him water, some food, and then like he came back later in the day, and they're like, there's no houses near here. Where did it come from? So they had to check with the tribal elders to make sure they could keep it because, it's Indian land. You don't want to take something that's not yours. So they got permission to keep it. Bob Odenkirk brings it to a vet in Albuquerque. The vet's like, it's a she, and she's going to drop a litter of about 4 pups in 2 weeks. And they're like, what? Shit. 2 weeks later to the day, the fucking dog has 8 puppies she had. So the guy who plays, what's his name? The blonde guy at the law firm that Kim Wex used to work at. McGill, Howard Hamlin. He adopted the mother and kept the runt of the litter, and then everybody else adopted the rest of the bit litter. So, dude, this dog,
nice.
Yeah, Jonathan Banks.
You're muted out again.
I gotta be honest with you, I'm not feeling good after eating maybe a 16th of this gummy bear.
I wouldn't imagine you just ate like 100 grams of sugar per bite.
Yeah, this guy just got clipped.
Time if you need it. Fucking HBO made this so difficult with time.
See you in Florida, kid.
I love that. Fuck you, Boston PD. PFT, show us the gummy bear real quick.
All right.
What are you going to do with it? You can't put it in the fridge.
Yeah, I can.
Dude, it's like a fucking lint roller, man. That thing's just picking up dirt on your desk.
So I've eaten both its arms, both its legs, its ears, and its nose.
Jesus Christ, bro. You're going to have the tummy ache tonight.
Ass time. I'm eating its ass right now. I'll eat your ass. I don't care. You're my neighbor. I'm going to eat your ass.
Tis the season.
Jesus.
Oh, Slane got one in the dome. I'm glad I'm having these mic issues now instead of... This is a brand new mic, dude. It just came the other day, and it's shitting the bed on me.
It's a good test before Chiclets, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to have to go dust the old one off. Actually, that little mark on John Hamm's neck in these latest scenes, you know when they have the fake bullets, the little shrapnel, whatever they're called.
Burned him.
One of those hit him in the neck. That's why you don't see it early in the movie. But when they were filming the scenes, one of them caught him in the neck and fucking cut him. So that's why you see it in some of the movie, not in other parts.
Blanks can mess you up, man. If you're wearing one of those vests, like the plate carriers, if that brass gets stuck in there, it can burn you.
Yeah, that's what happened to him.
John Hamm strikes me as a guy that definitely has at least one burner account on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely very active in online discourse.
I feel like if you have like a hog like that, you just don't need to talk to anybody. Like if you're that handsome and you got a hog like that, and you're rich, like why even be online?
Jeez, when we interviewed Joe Buck, I didn't realize like his upbringing, like one of his parents, I think his mother died when he was very young and his father died when he was like a teenager. And like, that's actually a lot in common with Don Draper. I was like, wow, I didn't realize he had all that shit to tap into when he was playing that role.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most horrifying moment in this movie is him trying to run around that car, avoiding that machine gun.
That's a great little thing. I love that.
That is like, that gets the heart going.
I'm holding court right in the street. There's the old McDonald's on Boylston Street.
Is it still a McDonald's?
I thought you know everything.
No, I forget what they think. They knocked it down. They thought everything's a fucking condo in this city now. Near the old baseball tavern too. Well, the baseball tavern's moved about 3 times in the last 20 years.
Glenn, are you in a finished basement right now?
In a what?
In a finished basement right now?
What do you mean by finished?
You're in your basement.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you have a finished basement. That's what I'm saying. It's a nice basement.
Oh.
This is my little man cave. When I was like 15, I remember my dad paint the walls red and blue for the Rangers.
Love
and right behind me, I don't know if you guys can see this orange pole here. So I have regular white poles, but I don't know if this is stolen valor. I hope I don't get yelled at for this. But during Hurricane Sandy, Malvern High School, their field goal post, like the padding, flew off of it, and my buddy found it and brought it to my house and he wrapped it around the pole.
It's actually kind of awesome. You can do wrestling there now.
And then when we were in high school, like anytime people would come down, he would give them a Sharpie and they'd sign the poll. So I have like 100 different signatures of people signing that poll.
It's actually awesome.
It's a cool little thing. I hope Malvern High School doesn't come kick my ass, but yeah, that's the Malvern High School field goal padding.
I love this right here. How he grabs the fucking soda and takes one last sip out of it. I wonder if that was improv or not.
That seems improv. That does seem improv. What a story that'd be if that drink was just fucking there.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, fuck it, I'm done. I ain't going back to jail for the rest of my life. I'm going out my Tech 9 in a blaze of glory right now.
Yeah. I mean, I sympathize with that, where if you can get one last sip of a good mix of a fountain Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. Oh, I didn't know you were a psycho killer.
I don't do
Jesus
it.
Christ.
A fountain Dr. Pepper.
We're hating on Dr. Pepper here? What's happening?
Not a Dr. Pepper guy.
Come on.
He gets like quintuple tapped on that one.
Yeah, he got lit up. See, there's the little thing on his neck right there, John, my boy.
Mark, yeah.
And this is actually like, you think the movie's over here, but the way they filmed this whole set, like him ditching town, was fucking really well done too. Jumping all over the rooftops, getting his uncle's T fucking uniform so he could steal the bus, like that. Like you think they were done right here, but they still added some pretty cool shit. Oh, of course, he waxed fucking Fergie and Rusty, aka Dennis McLaughlin. That's a real Massachusetts tattoo on the guy's arm too, the one with the Irish colors, right there, Rusty.
Lots of good tattoos in this.
Boom. See you later, Rusty.
The something went wrong move. Good move.
Yeah, right there. Caught Rusty sleeping. This is Pete Postlethwaite's last movie too, right? He's a terrible shot though.
Not very good, yeah.
No.
What are you doing? Shoot the guy.
Yeah.
Did Affleck just get shot or not?
He had a vest on though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most guys go down when they get hit with a vest, but
I thought he still got taken back a little bit.
Yeah, not Ben Affleck when he directs it though, Glenny.
You see him working out earlier, Glenny?
Yeah.
See those abs?
Yeah, that seems a little cheesy right there.
Oh, he shot his dick.
Yeah,
it is, but it's a good pay. It's a whatever, you know.
No, it's fun.
You can live with that payoff, right?
If I'm ever getting chased by a cop, that's the guy I want chasing me right there.
Mm-hmm. I want to rewatch Wind River because of that shootout scene.
Oh, such a good fucking movie. Yeah.
Why are you flanking me? One of the tensest moments ever.
The flower shop guy had pretty bad security for his shop, right? Considering he was like a mob boss, he just had one dude with type 2 diabetes hanging out up front, and then just him in the back.
That was based on reality too. Back in Charlestown, the guy who was running all the blowback and tell, I don't have to whisper. He's fucking doing Supermax time. He's never getting out, but he literally ran out of. There's a flower shop. He basically just kind of ran his business out of. So that was actually rooted in reality. Gangster like running the game out of a florist.
Okay. I think that's yes.
Ooh,
this scene always confuses me.
Why?
Like she doesn't rat him out.
What do you mean?
Fuck's going on?
Like she gives him like a clue that that the FBI is at her house, right?
Well, he sees them. He knows the feds are there. He's watching her. I think he's testing her, but like she doesn't give him up because he leaves her the money. Because if she did, I think he was testing her. By the way,
she gives
that's probably the most implausible part of this whole movie was a guy robbing a bank and leaving the money to his girl. That doesn't happen unless he's gonna die or go to jail for life. Like the idea that he'd do a score and leave all that money. That was probably implausible. Although she did have the ring done over in his mother's name, which was a nice touch.
He didn't leave all of it, did he?
No, but just these guys didn't leave fucking that kind of dough after they. When you risk that kind of 20 years in jail to rob something, you don't just give a fucking $100K away willy nilly. I don't care how good the pussy is. Sorry if any of my relatives are listening.
Did Pacino do that at the end of Heat? I forget because I think he was like obsessed with that girl, and I think he did something similar to that. I forget what. But also, I think Ashley Judd did the warning that Glenn was talking about for Val Kilmer at the end of the.
Oh yeah, she gives the legit cut off. Yeah, and somehow fucking Bubba Gump missed that one. Fucking real smooth.
My favorite part about Heat is that weird fatty deposit on Val Kilmer's elbow.
Yes,
he's a strange
so
fucking
weird.
bird.
Weird dude.
He's a weird dude. Yeah.
I remember a couple years ago, he got into an online debate with this guy named Gourmet Spud on Twitter about what his line was in Tombstone, and he kept insisting it was "I'll be your Huckleberry," and this dude Gourmet Spud was like, "No, that's not the line, Val. With all due respect, I've seen it a million times. It's I'm your Huckleberry," and so Val Kilmer was like getting his own line wrong, and then I think eventually he apologized for it. He's like, "You were right, my bad."
It's just amazing. Like that's what society has come to now. Where that's like this would be a peak, like what people would love to see when they were younger, right? Like, oh, I can interact with celebrities. I can see this. I can see that. It's like now you have to watch Val Kilmer get owned. I'm talking about his own movie.
Well, yeah, he got mansplained his own movie, but it turns out the guy was right.
The guy was right. Yeah.
It's like whenever you get well actually on Twitter, it's like it's
tough.
Fucking, it's like this is like 1/1,000,000th of what it's like to be a woman on Twitter.
Exactly.
Just say I was doing satire. That's a get out.
Yeah. Oh no, no, I was joking. Even though there was nothing in my tweet indicate I was or any form of sarcasm. I assure you, I was joking. And there's the old Charlestown High School right there on the right, the big gray building. Original Charlestown High. There's.
Would it be considered impersonation if you just rocked an FBI windbreaker? Because I'm thinking about starting to do that.
Eddie, I'm making a drink right now for the record, but I'm not going to show it.
Thank you, Glenn. I don't think they have them. I think it's like a UPS hat or like a UPS uniform. It's like illegal, you know?
That right there is it's called the Bay, that little area of water where he leaves the money for her. It's called the Little Mystic. There's more cars in that fucking body of water than any parking lot you can find in your neighborhood.
It's like that scene in The Irishman where he dumps all the guns off that one bridge.
Dude, exactly. There's probably a zillion guns in there, too. We used to public drink down there back in the day. Cops would pull up and like nobody would even run. They're like, all right, just clean up when you're done. See you later. Those are the days.
What are the cars? Are the cars from bank robberies?
Just stolen cars. Like back in addition to bank robbery, Charlestown was huge with stealing cars too. It was like, I mean, to insure your car in Charlestown is still ridiculous amount of money because the theft rate. But yeah, kids would just get a hot box and fucking not even for like chop shops, just to go joyriding.
Here's the gummy bear's eyes.
Is that the vodka one?
Yeah, I've been soaking them all in vodka. It doesn't really penetrate. It's a very dense gummy.
Does it taste good at all or no?
No, it's very good tasting for the first 7 or 8 bites. But now that I've eaten the equivalent of like 600, 700 gummy bears, it's tough.
Oh, did you guys ever see, any of you ever see the Red Riding trilogy that she was in? Rebecca Hall?
Oh yeah. I remember seeing the, what do you call it, the trailers for that, but I never watched the movies.
Wow, honestly, dude, I don't know when it's been on Netflix recently. It's one of the best crime trilogies you can watch. It was about like those kids getting killed in England like years ago. It was like loosely based on that, but there's 3 chapters and they take place in 3 separate years. It's, if you can ever track it down, the Red Riding trilogy, highest recommendation I give it.
See if we can find that somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think it's streaming anywhere right now. Actually, that site Just Watch is awesome for finding shit that's streaming.
Yeah, oh, it's great.
Yeah, Red Riding trilogy, fucking phenomenal.
Hey, movie boys, I've been hearing really good stuff about Extraction. Should I
watch it, man?
It's a lot of fun.
So good.
I thought it was fucking sick. It may have been like the most deaths ever in a movie.
The best recommendation that I can give it is that the director is really, really good friends with the director of the John Wick trilogy. And like they're like understudies and like they work really, really close together in stunt coordination. And they're very, very similar movie styles. You might not like them the same, but I think you will really like Extraction if you like John Wick.
Yeah. Speaking of that, KenJac, it did seem very, like, honestly, very similar to John Wick. The way he even killed people, like John Wick will just push like a gun in the guy's chest and shoot him twice. Like, that happened a lot in Extraction. Like Liam Neeson doesn't do that too often, but John Wick does that, and so did Hemsworth. I thought it was an awesome movie. I really liked it.
Dude, Sam Hargrave, amazing director. I think he's going to be one of the greats in action soon.
All right, movie is about to end. We're gonna do a little trivia here.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm gonna tweet out the Periscope again. Hit the retweet on the Periscope, folks. Here.
Smash the retweet button.
Yeah, and then so we'll let people a little rejoin a bit here for some trivia. It's 4-on-1.
Oh, that's the way I like it.
We're making it tough for you, Ari. We're making it really tough. You've actually said a couple things that are answers for the other team, so I hope you didn't give them away too much here.
Okay, not my first.
Let me my drink real quick.
Not my first 4-on-1. Red Riding the trilogy. It looks like it's for rent on Amazon, Google Plus, whatever. But it's there's three of them: 74, 80, and 83, and it's loosely based on like I said, in Murders in England. James Garfield's in them. There's a lot of good like English actors in it. Yeah, but I think Paddy Considine as well. It gets my highest
stick. Yeah.
Oh, he's so good. He's highest recommendation. Look at that nice ring. Look how good it looks.
All right. Have you ever been asked to do voiceover work?
No, but I almost want to get an agent to try to find me some because I think I should. It's something I always wanted to do.
I think you could do it. I mean, just hearing you say Garfield it gets me going.
Hey now.
Earlier, it seems like you when you were talking about, was it the arc light next to the garden?
Arc light next to the garden, yeah.
That's the
arc light next to the garden
in Harvard Yard, yeah.
No, the arc light theater is nice too. It's funny with the city of Boston. Like I would say 6 years ago, we didn't have. I think we had maybe one movie theater in the city proper. Like people are like, oh, there's one in Cambridge or Brookline. I'm like, that's not the city. I'm talking about the city, and we have like 5 of them now.
Oh, we lost his mic again. All right. Ari's mic went out. All right. He's got to restart his mic. All right. If you're just joining us, we're going to do a little trivia here. RA is an expert on this movie. He's in the fucking movie. So we made his questions, and I think he can hear all he's reconnecting. We made his questions very hard. At least I think they're hard. And then questions for PFT, Eddie, Balls, and KenJac are definitely easy. They're easier questions, but if you miss one, it's over. Because if you miss one, Ari gets a chance to steal, and he'll steal every single one of these.
So are we ringing in? How are we doing this? Like chiming in? I lost.
No, you're gonna go first. So we do trivia every Tuesday and Thursdays, 11 a.m. PFT and Brandon Walker take on people from The Office, and then next week we're gonna be debuting a movie trivia thing in the evening for doing comic book movies next week, and then we'll see where that goes from there. So no, you're gonna go. Ari will go first. If he gets it right, he gets a point. If he misses, the other team gets a chance to steal, and so on and so forth. 5 rounds of trivia.
Jeff, can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
In the chat, Joe B just brought up a very good point. Are we going to know what Glenny's alternate ending to this movie was?
Yeah.
Tell us.
I mean, I'll tell you. It's not. You could YouTube it right now. The alternate ending is when Ben Affleck is going to get on the train. He gets stopped by the people him and Jeremy Renner beat up, and they kill him.
Ooh, I like that actually.
It's literally on YouTube. It's an alternate ending that like no one has seen. It's on YouTube.
Huh. I guess I didn't see it. I guess I made that part
Glenny dunked on everyone here.
Wow.
All right, here we go. Actually, we're gonna let Team PFT will go first. If they get it wrong, Ari gets a chance to steal. Remember, just the town. The pink team here, much easier questions. All right, yours are gonna be, I think, challenging. I don't know though. Maybe they're not. All right, Team PFT. Here we go. What is Ben Affleck's character's last name in this movie?
MAC something. McRady. It's Mac. I know it's not Irish.
It's McRae. It's McRae, right?
McRae. Okay.
Doug McRae.
McRae. MAC.
That is correct. All right.
Nice.
1 point. 1 point. That's one of the easier. I think I was a little worried there for a second. All right,
I'm terrible at remembering names though. If it's a TV show or a movie, like I don't know if you guys are the same way, but I will forget a main character's name halfway through a movie.
We got to do this multiple choice for Marty when we do the Marty ones. It's ugly. All right, what was the name of the book this movie was based off of?
Prince of Thieves. Chuck Hogan. Do I get a bonus for naming the author?
You don't. That's okay. It's impressive. All right, 1-1. Round number 2. In what neighborhood is this movie set in?
Charleston.
Fucking Charleston, dude.
Whoever said Charleston without the W, get off this fucking.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if that's a loss. Yeah, okay.
That wasn't me. I said fucking Charleston, dude.
Someone said, Glenny said it right, but whoever said it before, Glenny said it wrong.
We gotta have RA go up against Brandon Walker in like Mason Dixon trivia. Like have Brandon Walker only answer like northern questions and RA answer deep south.
I suck at the Civil War trivia.
All right, and what Florida town does Ben Affleck believe his mother went to? Do you know?
Oh, I'm gonna steal.
It's for you.
No,
all
it's
right.
your question.
Oh, it's me. I'm sorry. It's Tangerine.
There you go. All right, we're tied up. Okay. Round 3 for the pink team over here. What do they call the local crime lord in which they report to? What's the person's name?
Right?
The florist, yeah.
Nickname or the florist?
The name he's called in the movie. The florist is like name. It's not like his job.
Fuck. I feel like fuck. I know this.
I have no idea.
You give me multiple choice, I'll get it.
Flower Jim.
Not multiple choice.
Flower Jim.
I don't
No,
know.
definitely not Flower Jim. His name was like something like Fergie or Fergus, because I remember RA saying it towards the end. Fergus. Is that his? Can we say his name or his nickname? What are we going for
You
here?
give me a nickname. You're going Fergus.
His name, I'm pretty sure, is Fergus.
We're okay. We're going what they call him in the movie. Is that your guess?
Fuck.
It sounds like a no from Jeff, so let's reevaluate.
I mean, I couldn't tell if that was a final answer or not.
I have no idea.
Fergus. Let's do Fergus.
Fergus.
Why not?
That is incorrect. All right, what is it?
I mean, they call him Fergie in the movie. I don't know what his Christian name is, but
Fergie.
Fergie is what
Oh, I
they
said
call him.
Fergie.
I
But you guess Fergus though.
I feel like Fergus should count.
Yeah, I feel like.
I mean, what
Fergus
even
is
is Fergus? That's all right.
It's his
Okay.
name.
Here we go. How much money, RA, do they steal at Fenway Park? How much money's up for grabs?
Oh fuck! Well,
Not a bad steal opportunity for PFT Eddie
No,
Balls and KenJac though, because it's a number.
Yeah. Was it 3 million?
Is that your guess?
Yeah, I know it's not fucking.
That is incorrect. Chance
Yeah.
to steal here, even if back up.
I was gonna guess 3 million too, so I'll leave it up to you guys because I'm definitely wrong.
His name is Fergus. Damn. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw the challenge flag on that, Jeff.
They call him Fergie.
You said what is Fergus? It's his name.
Yeah, it would not
All right,
be.
okay. All right, got it. You got the point.
You know the money, Glenn?
I have no idea. Let's go with 1.2 million. I have
No, it's more than that. It's more. I would say it's around 3 million. It's probably like 2.5 or 3.5, something like that.
Do 3.
RA said 3, right?
He did say
3 point.
Yeah, say
You want to
3.
go 3.5 or 4?
You can't give one answer. I mean, this ain't
Or
this, I know this ain't everyone gets a
Need,
trophy.
need a final answer here.
I
You
say
take
2.
PFT.
All right.
Would you say, KenJac?
2. Do 2 then.
2.
2 million.
2 million. Incorrect. 3.5.
Ah,
Oh.
shit.
Tough.
That seemed like a lot, man.
That
Yeah, I
was
was
for
gonna
steal.
say when we were saying 4, there was 4 robberies. They were each gonna get $1 million. That's a shitload of money.
What type of uniform is it that Affleck wears when he's escaping at the end?
EMT, right?
MTA, right? When he gets on the train?
Amtrak?
No, true.
There's just a type of uniform. I mean,
A train person, a conductor, train conductor.
it's transit. It's transit. Correct.
Well, I mean, I'll throw a challenge. He was actually a bus driver because MBTA is train and bus, and he didn't drive a train at all. He drove the bus because he takes
I'm
the bus.
going to accept transit because of the Fergus argument. Just because I don't want any argument.
That's fair.
I'm saving I save the arguments for Brandon on Tuesday and Thursdays.
That's fair. I agree because Fergus probably should have been given, so I won't be a bitch
What
about
actor
it.
plays the bank manager gets knocked out in the first scene of the movie?
Victor Garber.
That is correct.
His co-worker Jennifer Gardner's husband at the time hooked it up.
John Jacob Astor in Titanic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not a trivia question, but good job, Glenn. Here we go. Round 5. Ben Affleck tells his dad that they serve what food at the nice prison? He says they even got blank there.
Yeah, that's a Shirley, by the way.
We were, I think we were all talking the entire time that his dad was talking to him. So I didn't hear that.
I had no idea.
Salisbury steak or something like that.
I'll be honest. I didn't watch the second half of the movie with you guys only because my internet was too slow. So I was just hanging out with you guys.
I
for
mean,
the second half
that's
of it.
very. You got the bandwidth has to be preserved.
I would say steak is a decent answer, but I really don't know either.
Salisbury steak seems like it would be a fancy prison meal.
That's like, but it's also like something you serve in banquet frozen meals. So
They even serve kids cuisine there.
Eddie, what do you think?
Final answer?
Yeah, Salisbury steak sounds about right.
Oh, Dad,
That is incorrect. RA.
go to Shirley. They even got Ben and Jerry's there.
It is Ben and Jerry's.
Got a little fish food.
All right, show off on the last one, RA. What brand of chips is Renner eating in the scene after he meets Claire at the restaurant?
What brand of chips is Renner eating?
When then they go back home to their apartment, he's eating lunch. What brand of chips?
Holy fuck.
Does he really know the movie, folks?
Is it, were they Wise chips?
Is that your answer?
Yeah. Don't tell me they were Cape Codders.
That is incorrect. All right, other team. It's over, but you can. Cape Cod is that what we're going with?
Yeah.
do it.
Cape Cod.
It's just fucking Lay's, man. It was just a bag of Lay's.
Cape Cod too bougie.
Just a bag of Lay's. Thanks, everyone, for coming on. Again, trivia every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 11 a.m. on Twitter and on the Barstool Sports website. Glenny Balls, actually, got a proposition for you. Your name was thrown out to potentially team up with one of our biggest true callers, Ramsey from Atlanta. Very smart. It'd be you and Ellie and Ramsey next Thursday if you want in on trivia.
I would love to. You think I'm going to say no to trivia, Jeff D? You know I'm a big true guy.
You are. All right, we'll have to get you on trivia at some point. Oh, he's gone. All right, like that. We'll have to get Ari on trivia at some point as well. Eddie, you've been on. Oh, he's back. He's back. All right, he's back. He's back.
What happened?
We'll have to get you on trivia again sometime in the mornings.
Absolutely.
Love to have you on for that. And then Eddie, you've been on. Eddie, it was a tough debut. You'll be back on as well. And then KenJac's debuting with movie trivia next week. I'll be hosting that next week, Tuesday and Thursday night, I believe, with a guest from a different comic book movie website. We're gonna do some comic book movie trivia. Thanks, everyone. We'll do this again.
Thanks, guys.
All right, first person to be in a movie that we've done this for. So the Oscar goes to you.
It's an honor, man. Hey, how do I change it from private chat to public chat on this? I wanted to read the comments after the fact. Do you know
At the top comments. So we'll give them a goodbye now. Thanks everyone for watching.
Right. Thank you, everybody. It was fun.
Thanks, folks.
I gotta say, having RA on this chat was great.